There are two Kevins, fuck me. Hello everybody, and welcome to Encounter Roleplay. We have double the amount of Kevin than you expected there would be today. And yeah, we're back. It's him again. We are back playing Call of Cthulhu, episode X. I think 5, maybe, probably 4, because we missed an episode like a week ago because I was moving house. So I want to say I don't know, someone look it up. But we have back about half of our cast and crew today because the others have died and gone insane. Exclamation point absent about that. Fuck me, Treepelt, when I call for your grandma, she comes. Maybe I should stop doing that. Anyway, let's go into cast and crew. Who are we? Who are we playing? And yeah, and tell us a fun fact about your day. Let's start with other Will. Hi, Will.
Hello, I'm not playing anybody today because you said you didn't finish Dragon Age Inquisition, so I'm out of here.
Honestly, I wasn't impressed.
I get that. No, I'll stay. You convinced me.
Alright.
Charlie Klein is my character. Charlie Klein from Houston, Texas. And nobody actually talks like that there. Yeah, he's an aspiring writer, served in the First War. He's a bit of a journalist, wants to write his next big novel, and now he's in a cult and terrified of meat and turning to stone, so...
Yes, that all happened. Good lord. We also have Kevin back with us today. How's it going, Kev?
It is going very well.
Excellent stuff. And who are you going to be playing today, Kev?
I'm playing Nick Nichols, who is he is an American private investigator turned high society Marian. So he married his wife who had a lot of money, kind of gave up the whole private investigator thing, but he still loves it, so he still continues to do it. He knows Hans, who you'll meet momentarily, and because he knows Hans, he was like, I'll help Hans out here on this island for 2 days. And now it's been like 4 or 5 and got a giant eyeball in his chest from an otherworldly being. And
that Hans guy is crazy. His parties are always like that.
Yeah. Crazy parties Hans joins. Yeah, and something weird about my day, I didn't sleep very well, so...
Was it the nightmares again?
Yeah, it's just the horrid nightmares. I keep seeing like a giant, I don't know, like a giant cityscape, and they keep mumbling words, like something like Cthulhu, I think is the word.
Strange. That's weird.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we also have Hans with us today. Well, Templar. How's it going, Templar?
A little frustrating with my internet problems, but I think it's stable enough for now.
Did it lead you to cut off the scruff, the beard?
No, that's me getting a job where I need to be clean shaven. So, yeah. So,
I don't believe
I'm Templar Warden. I am playing Hans. Hans is sort of 41-year-old ex career soldier who. After the war, he was sort of left on a loose end, and so he found a job as a private investigator. He met Nick, and this is how he lived his life since then. He's a bit of a casual guy, really. Drinks a lot.
It's filthy casual.
Yeah, always. Yeah, he's not very good. Yeah, he's always chewing on a cigar. And so he came to this island expecting, more just like someone just crazy saying things, because that's what he's dealt with a lot. And then he finds this cult, and he's gone insane from wild magic, and basically he's had a lot of shit happen to him. So basically he's teetering on the edge of sanity, and the only way he can keep that perspective is if he willingly ignores things around him and just drinks a lot.
Yeah.
So I believe currently we left him here was passed out at the bar, just while they were having their cultist
dinner party,
suspicious meat party. Yeah.
Yes. That sounds about as about as weird as it was, really. So yeah, we we have had a strange meat party. I suppose we should explain ourselves, seeing as we are on the internet, and remind ourselves of what happened last time. Although we're in Encounter Roleplay, so it probably needs no explanation. But yeah, last week, well, I guess the week before last, technically, here on the Drowned Isle, we had a bit of a dinner party, but I suppose we should explain in a bit more detail why we had a dinner party and what went on there. So, Charles, do you remember exactly how this party was sort of initiated?
It was Charlie's idea.
Yeah.
We were feeling very squirrely about the fact that we had cold-blooded murdered Magus, which after the fact we realized was one of the on the council. Is that correct? Like a councilwoman? Or,
Yeah, that's about right. A priestess.
High-ranking cultist, anyway. Yeah, a priestess. So she was dead. This was. I went to go see Gumst because I'm trying to get a good relationship with the librarian.
Yeah.
Which Gumst is, to always have my facts. Which are in rare supply these days. And Gumps said he was having a birthday party. He was going to have it at Magus's Inn. And I was like, don't do that. As I muttered under my breath, she's dead. So I said, come to the mansion tonight. And for whatever reason, he was into that. And
yeah, I mean, the mansion was a nice venue, I suppose, for old men.
we told him we had been fixing it up a little bit.
Yeah. And he knew that there was a fine supply of suspicious meat there, of course.
Right.
So yes, so Gomst was coming to your dinner party, and Nick, do you remember kind of just roughly what went down at the party? Oh, there you go.
That's me. I heard Nick and I was like, oh, it's not me. That's
So you have a go.
No, I think basically Gumst brought his
Entourage.
Yeah, his entourage of friends. So a couple old people who are grumpy and ready to eat and party.
Yeah.
And then also a young woman named Rose who is like part of the cult, not part of the cult, very charming, looking for some meat.
Oh my god.
Magus's daughter also, right?
Was she Magus's daughter?
Certainly revealed herself to be some relation to Magus because her last name was Reef.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways, so she's there, and she's just a charmer, just a lovely young woman, and we all bond over a meal. I don't think any of us ate what Momo prepared.
Yeah, rather rudely. Her suspicious meat noodles weren't devoured by you guys.
But we had a good time either way.
Right.
And what else? I think I was sowing the seeds of doubt inside of Gump's brain.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. Yeah. So, yeah, Nick managed to start to convince Gomst that the High Priestess was working against him, or trying to usurp his rule on the council of the cult, and so the seed of doubt is within Gomp's brain, and we'll see, I guess, how that plays out. And at the very end, Templar, do you remember what happened to Albert? I think you're muted, mate. There you go. Definitely muted. Still muted.
That happened.
There we go.
No, I got it. Yeah, I believe Albert. I believe he went out to back to the. Oh, we went out to pretend he was looking for Magus because we did.
Yes.
Brutally murder Magus.
That's true. She had been killed.
Yeah. So we went out to. He went out to look like he was getting Magus, which means he was going to go to the inn and then come back. And we don't know, but something happened to him.
Yeah, at the very end, Albert is missing, basically. So you've been waiting on him for a while, and he hasn't showed up again. And you know that Magus isn't actually there because you killed her earlier that day. So it's odd. It's very odd. The other two did die, yes. As you can see via exclamation point absence. Momo should be joining us later today with any luck. But Mo has gotten completely insane and he's been committed to an asylum because of it. Vader Culver for following. You're a gentleman and a scholar. So, yeah, I think that was about it. Anything else that we have missed in our catch-up? Any little details that you guys wanted to remind yourselves of? Or are we good?
Well, I think I've an idea where Aphie is right now. She's sulking that none of the people ate her food.
That makes sense. Yeah, yeah.
There's the whole fact that there was potentially a second dark god effectively at work here.
I was about to bring that up. Yeah.
Yeah, good point.
Which I have written down, but I can't remember.
Yeah.
Hastur. Yeah.
Yeah, Shub-Niggurath to begin with, and then we thought that the eye on Nick Nichols' chest was a manifestation of Shub, but Magus, so kindly before she ended her life.
Well, she didn't end her life. You ended her life.
No, it was entirely
She
her.
chose to allow us to end her life.
Before we ended her life and then fed her to her own children.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, the point
Hey,
being, Nick
skip
Nichols
over
has
that.
a eye of Pastor on his chest.
That's right, yes. Not to be confused with the Eye of Pasta, which is entirely an Italian elder god. But yes, so there's a couple of evil entities at work, and as we're picking up today's story, you just have finished the dinner party where Gomst and his entourage, including Rose, have left, and Albert hasn't come back from looking for Magus in some time now. So, before we pick up the adventure and before we commit these guys to the insanity, I'll remind you guys of the ways that you can interact with our show as we go along today. The first of which is, if you haven't followed, go ahead and hit that follow button and join us. When we hit 20 followers, you guys get to decide an aspect of madness that happens to these guys. It could be a nice little encounter that you want to throw their way, you know, maybe with some nice items for to help them, or it could be a horrifying clue, which could be like another eyeball inside someone's chest. You decide upon it. Also, here are the tweets. 20 retweets will get another viewer decision going, and of course, you can donate to affect the game. You give players nat 1s, nat 20s, wild magic surges, and of course, you can drive them completely insane if you'd like that as well. There are definitely some fraying insanities as we enter into today's episode of Cthulhu. So, without any further ado,
if we
go
get
ahead.
another eyeball in the chest, that's just unoriginal. That's just the viewer's
That's just, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's been done.
Yeah,
Come on, guys,
it's
come on.
happened before. I mean, eventually you might make like a smiley face out of different body parts on your chest.
Oh, that's something to aspire towards. Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
back on board.
that's the next level of play. All right, then. So let's dive into the action. You guys have just finished your little dinner party here. There's a little bit of music playing, and there's been some, you know, rather untouched food by you guys. Although your guests ate the meal for the most part, and you guys are waiting on Albert to return. Though it's probably been about long enough for you to start worrying about him just a little bit. So we find you guys inside the big mansion on the Drowned Isle. What are you guys up to? Let's start with Nick, who's just had quite an exchange with Gomst, trying to convince him, and quite successfully, I would add as well.
I think Nick would probably be just like drunk at this point, probably, and just feeling pretty good about himself. So, well, I think that went pretty well. So he's kind of patting himself on the back about, like, you know, convincing Gumps that something's off here.
Uh-huh.
I'm also trying to remember everything that's happened
Yeah.
to Nick, so I can kind of figure out where his brain space is. But yeah, basically, I think he'd probably be, you know, topping up whatever drink he's got now and trying to survey the next course of action. If he can then convince that the High Priestess is against him, and then convince Gumps that, you know, he's trying to work both angles here. So
Yeah. And Charlie, what's in his mind right now?
I think Charlie is probably pretty furious that he would never typically leave a dinner party hungry, and so it's really messing with his headspace, and especially because he thinks about one of his favorite dishes, a a bloody steak, and it's repulsing him right now, and so that's a new sensation for him. But he's going to try and push past that to sort of fearlessly write. I think he's probably starting his little like family tree in his journal now of like related to who possibly. Like right now it's just a bunch of question marks, but he's written everybody's names down. Yeah, I guess let's check in with Hans, but I think I would want to talk to Nick about his plans.
Yeah. I guess we look into the next room. A camera comes through the corridor, and Hans is kind of like slumping, half asleep due to the alcohol, and he realizes that everyone's gone and that it's started to quiet down. And in his somewhat stupor, kind of wakes up and we'll say he shuffles into the same room as you guys.
Yeah, he sort of just shuffles in, just goes slumps.
Hey, you're probably slumping there, and Nick will come by and like top up your glass.
Yeah, another round for everybody. It's been that kind of night.
Yeah.
Well, Nick, I hope you're proud of yourself. You're poised to become the next big thing in this cult. How do you plan to pull this off?
You know that. You ask a lot of great questions, Charlie. Nick will like sit there and think about it for a little bit, and then be like, "They've got to have some way to hurt each other. You know, they've got to have some way to hurt each other. So even in the end, even if they don't fight each other, they'll have revealed weapons for sure.
So
that can hurt somebody else, or at least they've got a spell book. They've got to have something that can weaken this high priestess so we can take her out.
So the plan is to keep needling them from the sidelines until we see one of them reveal a weakness.
Yeah, basically. Well, we need to take out the high priestess because she's keeping our dark lord, Mr. Goat, here.
Right.
What if they use them? What if they stab us with them? That fancy stabby things that you're talking about.
Well, we're trying to avoid that part of it.
Yeah.
The last time that happened, Shub intervened on our behalf, did he not?
He did, but if you don't recall, we had to murder a baby to make him happen.
Yeah, I don't think Charlie would call him Shub. I think he would say that black goat.
The goat.
On our behalf. Goat. I think that raises another important discussion we should have. And I'm going to look around for Aoife and Albert, but it's like, we need to talk about this. How far are we willing to go? How much dark power are we willing to take to see an end to this?
I think Nick will probably like reference his chest and just be like, as long as I have this in my chest, I'm ready to do pretty much anything to get rid of it and go home. I just want to go home.
I'm afraid I think I agree.
At this point, I don't think anybody on this island deserves anything better than what we give them.
I don't want to do shit with any of this, but I'll do it and get the fuck out of this place.
Hans, is this a normal case for this agency? Is this been?
No, they're just batshit insane usually. Yeah.
Glad to hear.
Yeah, well, they talk about this shit, but it's not real. Ain't real. Ain't real.
I think Nick will probably chime in. It's like I've worked with this agency a few times, and, mostly with Hans here, but we've never run into anything at all like this.
Well, Nick, I would say you're on the right path of getting the elders or the higher ups to reveal themselves to each other. But I think if this plan is going to work, we need to be 2 steps ahead of them. And as everybody disperses to their quarters tonight, I feel like we're losing that lead a bit.
Yeah. And so Ife's cleaning up. Where's Albert went to go check on Magus? Why is he not back?
I'm gonna slap my hand on my head, and I'm like, I think he literally went to go check on Magus.
Oh God.
Shit.
Well, you can't fault him for playing the part.
It's a bit too literally.
That stupid bloody yank.
I suppose we should go find him.
Yeah.
And it might do us some good to go investigate Magus's quarters a little bit more.
Well, we know we won't be interrupted this time, so sure, why not?
What are we gonna do? You think Ife's safe here?
These quarters were given to us by the people of the island. I think I don't want to disturb her after the reception of her meal.
Yeah. All right.
It's a
Well,
horror story. What could go wrong?
we'll just leave a woman alone with a baby.
With a
And if you-
baby in a horror story, like it couldn't actually get any worse than that. Haunted house, check. Creepy baby, check. Seems good to me, guys.
Yeah.
All right,
All right, let's go find Albert.
let's go find a big, strong American guy.
Yeah, and not only that, but it's like late at night now too,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty dark.
Great. Excellent.
All right then. So you guys head out into the streets.
Yeah.
And
I've got my pistol on me.
Yeah, I was gonna say pistol in pants. I have my revolver.
Yeah.
Han? Are we getting Han's weapons right now? Or
his hands in a
Yeah.
good book.
Yeah, I mean he's still pretty drunk. I mean you have seen him fire quite accurately while drunk, but it's he probably will get his rifle just because it's comforting for him. So
rifle sounds good, and I think at this point I'm more concerned when Hans isn't drunk, really.
Yeah.
yeah. 'Cause
I don't like him when he's sober.
Yeah, he's so much less fun. Jeez. So, sure, okay. So the group you head out, well armed, onto the streets of this little town here, and the mists, as per usual when it gets late, are rolling in, and it's very hard to see any more than a couple of feet ahead of you, and it's very dark as well, of course. And there are no like street lamps around here. It's quite a like almost medieval culture basically. So there's a couple of candles on in people's houses, but for the most part it seems like everyone is asleep and no one really walks the streets this time of night anyway. Probably gone midnight by now if you were to check the big like grandfather clock which is within the mansion. And as you leave, you head down the streets towards where you could find Albert, and of course where Magus's tavern was, the drowned man's tavern. And you get there after about 10 minutes of walking through the cold streets. You really need to wrap up quite warm around here, and you see that the doors to the place are closed, and the sign is up as, you know, we're not open right now, we're closed. And it doesn't appear like anyone is inside, and there are no lights on inside either.
This is at the hotel?
This is at the hotel, yeah.
And we know there's a side door. We went out through it from Magus's room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go to the side door.
Yeah. You didn't lock it, so it's open.
Okay.
And it opens up into a little corridor. The door ahead of you here is Magus's bedroom, and to the left of that door is the kitchen area, which leads into, once again, the main room.
Will, could I look at, so we laid Magus down on the bed, and the next time we went in there, she disappeared, like she trailed off.
Yeah.
I might be misremembering this, but it just using my eyes and investigating a little bit, she just got up off the bed and left, or was there something like supernatural at play? Oh, because there was like words scrawled on the
There
wall.
were words scrawled on
Regret-
the wall in blood that you will regret this.
Yeah.
So far, we haven't really.
It's going
It's
okay.
true, you're doing fine right now. And then I guess from Charlie's memory,
Yeah.
She had been laid down, and then by the time that you got back there, it looked as if she hadn't been laying in the bed at all. So perhaps, and it was very strange. Like an old lady who had just been punched in the face was able to get up and get all the way to that place. So there's something odd about it, for sure.
So I think just being in this room again would make me uneasy.
Oh, it
so
stinks, This room is old, musty, and it stinks of that fetid meat child, which is up in the attic.
We left up in the attic. I'll turn to Nick, and so Charlie's cogs had still been turning on all of this, but Nick, do you think one of these weapons that can harm another, do you think she would keep it in her quarters, or?
I didn't think about that, but yeah, Magus would probably have something. Yeah, let's investigate. Let's investigate a room. Can we look her look under her bed?
Because I rifled through her belongings last time, but it wasn't with the intention of finding like a magic weapon or anything.
Yeah. Sure. So you can roll me a spot hidden, each of you. It's an easy task, so the first column.
Yeah, I'm gonna like push Hans hard because I know he's kind of like numb. It's like, help out, man. Come on.
Yeah. He sort of goes around, sort of looking roughly, moving
What?
through.
Oh, my lord. Yeah, not quite. Okay, so Charlie succeeds.
I pulled it off.
Yeah, and Hans is sort of going through drawers, but he's very, very drunk and very crazy with what he's doing. He's not very good at looking for things while drunk.
I like push you and you like point
which role would it
your
be
gun
again?
at a drawer. Spot hidden.
Spot hidden, okay. It's not very good at spot hidden anyway.
Where did Magus hide the cookies?
Oh! Actually, when he's drunk, he's really good.
He
It's
is
the second time.
nailing
He probably
it.
just like stumbles onto
A
it, like,
resplendent offering.
Oh my goodness. Absolutely nailing this. And thank you so much. Touchpad TV donates £25 and says, the thing in Nick's stomach starts growing and Nick starts hearing a voice from within. Thank you for the pixies. So, big fan of the pixies. Alright, we will get to that in just a few moments here, I promise. Thanks so much, Touchpad, for the donation. Appreciate it.
No, thank you.
It's happening right now, and Nick's trying to pretend like he's not feeling anything. He's like, no, this isn't. No.
Yeah.
I think he's upset that like he was like distracted and something's going on. He's, and then also he's upset that Charlie came up with this idea that.
Yeah. Thank you, Touchpad. Yeah, you right now, what you're feeling is that your stomach is upset. Probably from some of the noodles or something. Certainly weird, but yeah. So you have an investigate around, and Hans and Charlie, you stumble around this little drawer, and Hans, haphazardly opens several of the drawers and basically tips out the contents. And there's, a bunch of letters in there, sort of general crap that you might have lying around. And in one of them, there are just like timepieces, like men's wristwatches. There's like a ton of them. And I believe you previously had a look in this one. You kind of throw them all out because there's so many of them in there, and scramble around. And you turn this place over. Every floorboard that you were that's a little bit creaky, you rip up and see if there's anything underneath it. You've already found the letters here. You don't find anything within this room which would appear to be arcane in any way. And then you realize that the one place that Magus, has hidden everything thus far is up in that attic. And you didn't really get a good look around there before.
Well,
so Hans is sort of, he's been tearing through everything and he's looking around for a place to go. And he's like, oh yeah, up there, and he sort of goes to head up into the attic. It's sort of, he slips a little bit climbing up because he's, a bit disorientated and not quite in cohesion, so his hands slip it, but he manages to climb up eventually.
I'll hold the ladder. I really don't want to go back up there.
Yeah, and Nick isn't chomping at the bit to go back up there with him, but.
All right then. So the two of you stay like in the room.
Think I'd probably follow Hans up, but like I'm not feeling too good, and I don't think the smell is going to be agreeing with me either. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep an eye out, and if they sound distressed, I will go up there. But I do think there's some value to looking out down here. Like if anybody comes in, I can, I don't know, shoot them in the face or something.
So Hans climbs up this ladder, opening the little trapdoor into the attic, and once again the smells from this place is almost overwhelming. You know, almost to the point of you needing to gag. And it's pretty dark in here, but you got a little candle that you can light up, and you see once again in this chair this construction of meat, this fetid, rancid meat which just stinks of decay and death basically, and if you ever smell any meat that start to turn after if you've ever sniffed something which has been in the fridge for far too long, things start to get evil very, very quickly, and this thing has been here for a very, very long time. The meat is like oozing from the juices that are kind of like flowing out from it, and there's raw blood which is just dripping down at all times onto the floor, mixing in with the flies which are around here, who've managed to find their way in and are kind of feasting off this rancid corpse of what would appear to be a child formed of this meat, which is dressed as a little girl in a little girl's dress, and there's a rudimentary kind of limbs have been formed and kind of like sewn together, so the meat isn't just like one amorphous blob. It appears to be kind of like stitched and formed, and it has kind of shapes where its eyes could be, although that's beginning to slump due to the meat just sloughing off basically. And on the side, on the foot, there is a birthday card which you read previously, which is from Magus to this child, and that's what you see in here, Hans. Along with on the floor, there's a bunch of boxes and things like that which have little like girls' toys in them. It seems like offerings to this child.
Well, he's sort of, gonna light a candle, look around, and sort of see this thing, and he's like, "Fucking Christ!" And he sort of throw himself backwards. I don't know if he falls back down through the the trapdoor or whatever, but he sort of throws himself backwards. He's like, "Oh God, Christ, demons! Oh shit, demons!" He's sort of calling down, basically. Yeah. He's just shouting this out for a little bit before he eventually calms down. I presume, has Nick given him a flask?
I think Nick will probably he'll prop you up, and then just hey buddy, here you go, just like
Christ. And he's sort of he's sort of leaning back against the wall, just his eyes closed. He's like, Christ, not demons, and just drinking away until he finally comes back and stabilizes. Right, shite. Right, and he's going to sort of move forwards, not looking at the baby, and he's going to basically take the boxes and basically, chuck them past Nick down the hole so they could be looked at down there.
Yeah. You chuck these boxes down, and as soon as that trapdoor is open, the stench is like flowing through into this room, you stack those boxes down there so that they can take a look at them. And as soon as you close the trap door to try and stop the smell first of all and stop the thing up there, you hear that coming from the trap door.
So as soon as we're out, it starts up?
When you close that door, it starts to wheeze. You suspect it might be coming from the meat child. Thank the Balthus for following. You're a gentleman and a scholar.
I I mean, I feel like I'm just at my wit's end here. It smells awful. That noise is terrible. We've never seen it actually happen. I'm just gonna look at Nick and Hans like, what the fuck do we do?
Nick is just like, let's just look through these boxes and we'll deal with that in a minute.
Can we? I'd like to pick up a box and put it on the bar outside Magus's room.
Sure.
Try and get away from the smell a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good idea. The wheezing seems to continue. You put the
Great.
boxes on the table, and you go through what it would appear to be like tons of diaries. It looks like she's kept diaries for pretty much every year that she's been here, as well as personal effects like picture frames and things that people pick up during life, pretty much. Also, like books that she might have read from the library, or if there's a bookseller somewhere in the store, I suppose. You also find, quite interestingly enough, what would appear to be an engagement ring, which is kept in a little like jewelry box, along with other oddities of jewelry as well. As you're going through these, you hear a faint kind of voice, which is coming back from Magus's room, which is...
Do you guys hear that?
Hear what? There's what? Shh. He's going behind the bar now. He's like, I don't hear shit. I don't hear shit. And he's deliberately trying to ignore this now. Going through these boxes. Basically, he's being very chaotic and causing lots of noise and throwing things around. He's looking for basically anything that looks like a weapon he would, be familiar with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do we make this golem that is up in the attic not exist anymore? What do we do?
I suppose we could tear it apart.
Fucking burn the place.
We could
Fire
burn the
is
place
very
down.
destructive and very conspicuous as well.
Yeah.
I think that's a last resort.
The fire would be bad.
The fire would be bad. True.
All right. All right, I'm committed to going back into the attic if it means that we can put an end to the suffering of whatever this thing is and be done with it for good. I'd be willing to do that.
I think Nick's on board, but he's also going to bring up the fact that it's just like, we don't know what the hell we're dealing with.
I'm terrified, yeah.
Yeah, Nick is just horrified after all he's seen already and all the horde creatures that are here and the giant eyeball in his chest and his upset stomach. He's like, I don't even know if I can look at that thing right now.
Yeah. Also, due to a wild magic table, Charlie currently has an aversion to meat, so
Let's fucking demons. I mean, I could. It's bad, right? I could shoot it. I could get rid of it. I could do that. I don't want to go up there. I don't want to go up there.
I'm in favor of bullets if I felt like it would do anything.
We've noticed that bullets don't really do much to anybody in this cult.
Okay.
Well, that's not true.
Shot people though. They went boom, blew their heads out. Blood everywhere. Sort of, starts hyperventilating a little, and then he's trying, he stopped going for the Drake. He's just trying to calm himself down a little bit.
Maybe. I mean, we've got the cover of night. We wrap the horde thing up into a bag and then chuck it into the ocean or something like that.
Oh my gosh. Oh boy. Let's just get up there and dismember it and see what happens.
I don't want to dig through that thing.
Well, don't want to touch it. I mean, we pulled up the floorboards before, so I mean, there's probably big links of wood around that we could use, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
well, there's me
Is,
talking our hands, but yeah.
How
we can't
close
use
is
hands.
where we dumped the old Catholic church where the where we dumped Magus?
Yeah, pretty about 10 minutes.
10 minutes? Ugh, I don't want to carry it all the way that far.
Ocean sounds good. Yeah, can we just find like, is there like a potato sack or something?
Yeah. Potato sack
Yeah,
and a
sure.
floorboard. We'll scoop it into this sack and then like chuck it in the ocean.
Hold on.
Absolutely.
Charlie doesn't think of this, but what if this is like a sacrifice? Like, what if us putting this in the ocean like is actually offering?
I'm fine with that.
Just wanna fucking go on. Fucking demons, man.
Charlie's getting a little antsy, not doing anything. So I'm gonna grab like a dish towel and just like wrap it around my face, like to,
Yeah.
from the smell.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna
Like, it's
follow
gotta be
suit
better
there.
than the meat. Yeah. So I'm just making myself busy. I start wrapping my face. I grab a sack and go back into Magus's room.
Yeah, nothing bad has ever come from throwing meat children into the ocean.
Yeah.
I mean, Charlie will try anything once.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, you go back up to the room, Magus's room, where the ladder is leading up to the trapdoor, where the meat child still appears to be wheezing from.
And so Charlie's gonna pause at this point if he's at the 4 and has his hand on the trapdoor. He's gonna wait and listen some more, and he's gonna see if opening the trapdoor stops the wheezing again.
Sure.
Yeah, Nick is following close behind. He's got something wrapped around his face, and he's got like a long board or something like that to poke this meat child into the sack with.
Sure. So, yeah, when you open the trapdoor, this time the wheezing seems to kind of continue, and obviously it gets louder because there's no longer a barrier there for the sound.
This is
Is
the
it
thing.
whispering?
Yeah, the wheezing is still there, and every now and again it will say,
Food?
Please, I think, right?
maybe.
Thief. I don't know. we took his shit, so yeah, it's shit down here and not up there, and maybe it's calling the thieves, but just beat the shit out of that thing now.
Yeah. You know what? If actually that's true. If it's still talking, I think the first thing that Charlie's gonna do is just shots. Yep.
The American way.
This is Brixton.
Is that baby still alive?
Is that still talking?
This is Brixton's revolver leveled at the chest of the meat baby.
Yeah.
Gleamed with it.
I think Nick is gonna be like, "Nee, shh, 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 shh." Now be quiet, man.
Okay. I'll come to reason. I do think being quiet is valuable here, so I'll lower the gun for now, but I'm gonna keep it in my hand. And
Oh yeah.
sack goes over top of meat baby.
Yeah.
I suppose there's a chance that we could like rehabilitate this thing and give it a proper life, but Charlie
This
thinks
thing is going in the ocean.
it's a thing that should not be. Yeah, this is a thing that should not be. It
Simply
does
should not exist.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
All right, sack it.
All right. So you.
It's a sack attack.
Hey, let's-
the old happy second. Yeah. So you climb up the ladder until you reach the top of the attic, and you see once again the child of meat standing or sitting down there in its chair, rather slumped there with the fetid meat and rancid juices dripping off and a thing. And as just as you peek over the top, you hear it saying,
Nick, It wants help.
Ask it what it wants. Nick is like poking you from below.
Yeah,
He's like,
yeah.
"No, ask it
Wait.
what it wants."
What do you want help with?
So, it doesn't really have eyes, but you feel as if it's looking back at you. It's one of those things
Great.
that wherever you are in a room, it's looking at you.
Great.
And it says, "Please, Daddy is gone. Help! Daddy is gone."
It misses its parents.
Well, that's too fucking bad. Can ask it how we can help it.
Do you want us to
What
take
do
you
you
away
think you're
from
doing?
here?
It's a fucking demon. Just get rid of it, for fuck's sake. He's a bit more sober now when he's a bit pissed now. Well, pissed in both sense of the terms.
True. The child basically says, "Kill! Kill! Please! Kill!"
Is it saying it wants us to kill it?
I think so, and I'm gonna start rolling up the potato sack.
Yeah, yeah. And as you're doing that, it says, "Sister! Sister! In the hole! Sister!"
Sister's in the hall?
Hole. Fucking hole. These fucking things. Oh my god, fuck. There's more of them. Fuck.
The key! Sister! In the hole! Killed me!
Oh my gosh.
Fuck. This whole thing's messed up, man.
It's really messed up. And I think Charlie's capacity for listening to the meat blobs talk to him is coming to an end.
Yeah, it's just, let's just get rid of this thing.
It's remarkably high, to be fair.
I sack it.
Yeah. It's murmuring kind of pleas, are kind of muffled underneath this juicy sack. And you realize that it can't go all in one. You're gonna have to like cut it up a bit in order to put it into the sack.
Ugh.
So if Hans is sort of at the back, kind of, I'm gonna shout down to Hans like fireman's axe, something sharp.
Hans, get an axe.
Where the fuck you think I can find a fucking axe around here?
I don't know, get the fucking butcher knife or something.
Yeah.
He's gonna sort of wander around looking for some sharp object that's large enough to handle for a meat baby, and something he can walk around with while really drunk.
It's like when you go into the store and you ask the attendant, like, "I'm looking for something big enough to kind of cut a meat baby with," It's not, not too
He's gonna
big.
check the kitchens, and then probably if he's check if he can find a shed outside
You
or
find
something.
you find a bread knife.
No.
There's a smaller kind of kitchen knife, which isn't huge. It's not like a big one, but it would be enough to cut meat, which is what you need it for.
Yeah, easy for you to say. You don't have to do it.
Well, the meat is really like rancid and gooey, so like pulling it apart would be possible with your hands. So
No, that's out. Not
I mean,
happening.
you could probably just use a big piece of wood and beat it to shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, can't I just take my board and just shove it in there? Like,
yeah, you can probably
Try it.
yeah, you shove it into the pus-filled belly of the creature, and as you kind of like pull it apart, there's this wet squelching sound as the meat is torn apart. And the first kind of like half slumps into the bag, and it spills these rancid juices all over your boots and over your hands as well. And you're gonna have to somehow like scoop the bottom half of the meat child into the sack.
is it on a chair?
Yeah, some of it, but then it's got feet as well, which are on the floor.
Oh God, this thing is the worst. Ugh. Yeah, I guess like if it gets on his hands already, Nick is just gonna commit. He's like, fuck. Just
Yeah.
like
A lot of swearing.
Yeah.
just like
Yeah.
ah.
A lot of like jagged, rigid movements that just make
Yeah.
it like you're trying to get it done as soon as possible.
Yeah. You scoop handfuls of the meat baby into the sack, and by the time you're finished, all of your arms are like smothered in rancid juices from the meat and the blood as well, and you've got like little giblets of meat and fat all over your fingers, which is really hard to get off. It's not a pleasant experience whatsoever.
I like how when all of my plans that sound reasonable in my head get described back to me, it's like, what was I thinking? It's a terrible idea.
Yeah, much like many decisions I make in life.
Yeah.
You, like, that didn't work out at all. I thought I would. Yeah, but you scoop her into the sack, and the sack itself, as you like lift it up, is like oozing juices through the fabric. So it's like you've put like a water bottle in a backpack, and the water bottle is opened up and loosened through. Basically, it's kind of dripping quite nicely.
It's probably one of those like you're running around. It's like when you're holding garbage that's leaking and you're
Oh my God,
holding
yes.
it away from you. Like ugh.
Yeah. Exactly that. Yeah, and
Okay,
it's
here's
pretty
an
heavy,
important
but you can
question.
carry it. Yeah.
Important question: is the breathing still happening?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
The breathing appears to have gone.
Okay.
No. Now let's say Nick is just like panicked now. He's like, let's go chuck it.
All right. I'm gonna hand the disgusting sack to you, Nick. as
Alright.
you do that.
Nick is like, fuck. He's just like running down like,
Oh, we're just gonna book it now. Just book it to the shore.
yeah.
His hands are sort of coming back with basically he's got a whole bunch of knives. He's like, I don't know what shit is good enough. I have no idea right now. And he's coming back with his whole bunch
You're
of
gonna
knives.
get
It's like,
near the back
shit.
door, and all of a sudden, this giant acre sack is just gonna be.
Yeah.
Oh fucking Christ! It's sort of, it does. He drops basically everything and throws it up backwards again. It's like, fuck.
Yeah, it's just as you're running out,
What
like
the fuck just happened?
it's just like you're running out as if the bin man has just gone out down your street and you're running after him.
It's basically it's as quickly and quietly as possible, but obviously still just like going shit.
Yeah. Unless something else happens, we're gonna make a beeline to the nearest ocean access.
There's this wonderful sketch show. It's called the Armstrong and Miller Show, where they start playing out these ridiculously high stakes scenes. Like he just walks in on his wife cheating on him, and he's getting so angry, and he's like, "Shit, I forgot to put the bins out," and he just runs. He just runs to go and put the bins out. The exact scene that I'm imagining now. Like halfway through a cultist ritual. Oh, fuck! I forgot to put the bins out.
God damn it! I got to get rid of the meat, baby.
Quick. So,
Meat baby.
Meat baby. So you're rushing through the cobbled streets and then down to one of the cliffs, basically, and you hear the ocean hitting against the side of the cliffs, and it's pretty cold and windy out here, and you've got this sack which has dripped a lot of its contents all over you, and you see the cliff and a little bit of beach, but if you threw something down here, it would hit into the water.
Oh, there's absolutely no way that I'm not just like as soon as it straight over the side.
Not thinking twice about it.
Yeah.
No.
It would leave this arc of sort of goop as it goes.
Yeah, pretty much it flails through the sky, leaving, chunks of meat floating through the air.
It's like a water balloon that you didn't buy closed and you throw. And
Yeah.
We've ended up getting about 10% of the meat baby in the ocean. The rest of it is on us.
Yeah, and some of it flops down onto the beach with a wet slap, and then the main bag itself crashes down into the water, and is pretty quickly taken away by the dark waves and lost into the fog as well, because you really can't see much out here. You're pretty certain that it got into the ocean.
I think at this point, like as soon as we release the bag, I think Charlie is gonna realize how caught up in this task that he was. I'm just gonna whip around with my revolver and just like scan the tree line and like the city line and like or the town line. Just go, is anybody following us?
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna look around now.
Yeah, you could have sworn that you see one of the trees like shift slightly.
Sure, of course.
I think Nick is like busy just like wiping his hands in the grass and like, ugh, shit.
Yeah. It's pretty grim. It is pretty grim. But yeah, you managed to get like some of the sticky like goo from off your hands, but it's just that horrible kind of lingering like fat. You know, if you ever like just get fat on your fingers, or you know, oil, it's just so hard to get off unless you can actually wash it, and even just water, it kind of just stays greasy. Yeah, your arms are covered as well, and it's kind of got this warm stickiness to it.
And probably doesn't smell. Like no amount of washing is ever gonna make you forget that smell.
Yeah, there are certain smells that just stay with you, and when you think of them, it just makes you gag, and it's definitely one of those.
Yeah, thanks, Will.
It's okay. think about all those terrible times that you've left the garbage too long, or that you went with your friend to a club and they didn't make it back very well. That's
I'm also trying to clean myself off. I'm not quite as like frantic about it as Nick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drop my arms to the side and stare, and I'm gonna be like, "Where's Albert?"
Oh yeah.
He's the yank, right?
he's the
sort
yank,
of
right?
the moment, you know. Yeah, he's just got to come both of them, and he's he's got the stress of the situation's gone down. So he's not so it's a bit wasn't he where the yank where was him in the again?
We were supposed to be in Magus.
Yeah,
But he wasn't there. Where was?
Look again,
No.
maybe.
We need to. We can't go anywhere respectable right now in our current condition.
No.
I have to rid myself of this smell.
Yeah, no, I agree. Maybe he's back at the house anyways.
Yeah,
I mean,
don't-
it's foggy. We can't see very far in front of us. Maybe we passed him.
Yeah, both of these sound acceptable to me. So these boxes that we left like on the bar, can we just like grab one and bring it back to the mansion?
Yeah, absolutely.
I know it'll probably get a little messy, but we don't have the luxury of doing single tasks right now. I feel like we need to get.
Yeah. All right. So, you can head back to the mansion, and where there's baths and showers and stuff. So you can probably clean yourselves fairly nicely from the mess. So yeah, you head back. You don't see Albert on the way back. Once again, the fog and mist is pretty much all pervading as you return. You don't walk past anyone in the streets. You're coming by a bit of a strange route because you're going from the seaside, I suppose.
Yep.
And you return to the mansion where the lights are on, where we've left Ivy. So presumably she's back there finishing up, washing the dishes or whatever from the dinner party, or looking after the baby. And of course it's like 2 a.m. So pretty late at this point.
We probably just like realizing that we left her alone this entire time. Charlie would probably let out like a completely unnecessary like, "Aoife, you there?" Like,
No, guys, man, making me so loud. Fuck.
I think Nick is gonna agree with Hans on this. It's like, wow, why are you screaming? What's wrong with you?
I'm hoping she says the same thing.
I mean, yeah, she's just gonna scream back because there's no other choice.
Yeah.
And I think Momo is here with us, right? You there, Momo?
I'm here.
Oh, perfect timing.
Huzzah! If you flick on your
Whoa.
camera for me, that'd be perfect.
Have we had a time let me tell you.
Okay.
Your hair.
Yeah.
That's bright. Nice colors.
It's
Nice colors.
not my hair.
All right then. So, Momo, remind us real quick. Who are you going to be playing today?
I am playing Ify Redmond. She is an Irish immigrant dilettante who has decided to join this crazy escapade of shenanigans in a private investigating firm, and she bit off more than she can chew.
Yeah.
Haven't we all? Haven't we all?
So over the past about 2 hours, the men left and went to go and find Albert, and they've just now returned. You might have been up getting the baby to sleep, or just doing tasks around the mansion after the party. And as you see them walk in, you hear them come to the door. You see that they are reeking of rancid, garbage is the closest thing you can really put it to. And you see that their hands and fingers seem to be dripping from maybe water. It looks more goopy than water. And they appear to be kind of generally, their arms and forearms seem to be sticky with something which smells about as bad as death, really.
Hey,
What in bloody hell have you guys been up to?
making sure that whatever was in Magus's attic could not haunt us any longer.
I'm gonna go draw a bath.
Yep. Extra
Yeah.
soap, please.
Nick is the worst in terms of stench. You have never
He's
smelled a man
yeah,
as bad as Nick.
Charlie walks in, you're just like, oh, gross, look at his hands. Then Nick walks in, and he's just covered head to toe in this crap.
Yeah, it's grim. It's grim.
Mm-hmm.
So Nick goes
That
off to make
smells
a
like my
bath.
dinner.
Yeah, not wrong.
Well, yeah, you're about as-
She's just gonna glare at you excuse me.
yeah, that was a joke. I can make jokes about my dinner. Yeah. Where did the rest of you go and draw baths immediately as well?
Nearest source of soap and water. I
Yeah,
think,
sure.
would be something that I engage in. 'cause
Yeah. You go and scrub as much of the evil taint off of your arms and bodies as.
Is this where Nick's eye gets bigger as he's trying to clean himself?
Yeah. It's so Nick, as you go into the bath, and you get down into the bubbles, and for once you relax. You're like, fucking hell, thank God that was over. Try and forget. You scrub yourself clean, and your eye is obviously hidden from you due to the bubbles. Your stomach has been uncomfortable this whole time. You put it down to the meat baby and the stench, which is valid. But it's still feeling really, really rough, and it's making those kind of gurgling noises that your stomach will tend to when you're really hungry or something. And it's starting to get quite grumbly indeed, quite regularly, and you're feeling really uncomfortable. And then you hear this coming from the stomach.
What? No. Okay. No. Nope. Don't hear anything. Just haunting of the meat babies.
Please.
Who said that?
Help! Sister! Killed me! The hole!
What do I do with the hole?
Go there! Find Sister!
What do I do with sister?
The key! The key!
Okay, the key with sister.
It's like
Nick is just like, he's completely he's seen so much crap now that he's just like, whatever, yes. He's a yes man to any voice, pretty much anything. He's like, sure, let's do it. So,
yeah, the sound is definitely like coming from your belly as well.
oh, okay, so he's like, he's really upset about this meat baby fiasco now. Really upset about it.
Don't be so sensitive, Nick. Jeez.
Right. All right, so Nick is gonna he's gonna say whatever he can say to this thing just to make it stop, and then he's just gonna sit there and like hauntingly just try to forget that all this shit is happening.
Yeah.
Sitting.
After a while, you can drown out the wheezing.
Yeah.
Okay. So after you guys bathe and take your rests, I'm guessing you return to the main dining room where Ivy is, and regroup. You guys realize that Nick's like, there's some kind of weird wheezing sound, like muted wheezing sound coming from Nick's stomach.
Oh, gross.
You're right, mate. You're right. You don't sound good.
Yeah, I'm fine, Hans. I'm fine.
Yeah. Right.
Charlie, Ivy, can I talk to you guys for a second?
Can't- Am I hearing shit?
Hey, Hans, why don't you go make a drink in your room? Nick is going to do everything in his power to keep Hans from knowing about the eye in his chest that he already knows about, but is pretending not to.
Yeah, he's so like. Where's what? Where are we? Yank.
Go check his room. He
Yeah,
might
go
be
check on
there.
him.
Right. He'll, wander unsteadily off.
Mhm. I think once Hans is gone, Nick is just gonna he's not gonna ask, he's not gonna prepare, he's just gonna open his shirt and show that the eye is much bigger.
Mm.
And then he's just gonna be like, the meat baby is now in my chest.
Oh.
The
Did you eat
wheezing
it?
Meat baby is not like, he's gonna just sit here and think about how insane this sounds, but he's just like, I don't know anymore. It wants me to go get a key from some creature at the bottom of the thing that Magus is in now.
Yeah, I don't think Charlie's gonna read the situation right. I'm gonna stand up from my chair and look kind of shocked at you, Nick, and I'm gonna be like, Nick, we agreed that the best thing to do was to put that thing at the bottom of the ocean. What did you do with it for real?
We threw it. You saw me throw it.
Then why is it still here, Nick?
Why the hell are we here? On this godforsaken island. It wants me to go get a key. This right here wants me to go get a key from the bottom of the well thing where the sister's at and where we chucked Magus.
Oh, great. Well, let's go get a key because that's what the meat golem wants us to do. That's now living inside the eyeball that's in your chest. Yeah, this all makes perfect sense to me.
Listen here, Charlie. I didn't ask for this shit. I didn't ask for any of this. I just came over here to try and help a friend, and now I'm stuck in the middle of I just want to go home. You just want to go. We all just want to go home. If we listen to this shit, maybe we can go home. I got nothing else to do here. Okay? Nick is really losing. He's pissed off that other people are pissed off. He's just like, I don't give a shit what you think or what you're doing. We're gonna go kill this creature. We're gonna get its key. We're gonna listen to this meat baby talk, and then we're gonna get out of here. We're gonna kill the high priestess or get each other to kill her. And he's just going at it. Then we're gonna leave. We're gonna get to leave the island, and we're gonna burn this fucker to the ground.
Yeah.
Ivy's gonna poke your giant eyeball. Just shh.
That hurts.
Please do.
It's
Please
got a
make
good
that
idea.
a check of some sort. Please make something happen.
Well, it's actually a perfect point for that to happen because we've just hit 20 retweets on Twitter by my counting. So Yeah, as Ivy pokes the eye of the meat baby, question mark, who knows, something happens, and that something is something that you guys are going to decide upon now in our viewer decision. So this is basically where you guys get to decide something which happens next in the story. Just giving you guys the cue. So what happens when Ivy presses the eye in Nick's stomach? For us, some ideas underneath that line in chat. We'll get them into a straw poll, and the most popular decision that you guys vote on from the straw poll will actually happen, and we'll have to play it out here in the game. Also, thank you to Milk the Cows and Le Cobra Saint for following. Welcome to the adventure, my friends. You're gentlemen and scholars. And of course, if you guys haven't followed yet, we're going to have another viewer decision when we hit 20 followers here. So go ahead and hit that follow button if you haven't already, and join in our Meat Baby madness, as this episode should be entitled, I think.
So, just something I realized: is there a bathroom around?
There are plenty of bathrooms around, yeah.
Yeah, then he'll probably take a whiz before he gets to Albert's room, because he's had a lot of alcohol drinks.
Yeah, absolutely. When you
Just
go
random
to
comments.
when you go to check Albert's room, Albert is not in the room.
Sure.
All right.
How does this make you feel, Hans?
Hans is drunk as fuck.
Yeah.
He's like, oh shit, where the fuck? And now he's going to start sort of, wandering around calling out for Albert. Albert, where the fuck are you? Albert, I know you can't see properly, you shit. You shouldn't wander off. He's starting to sound just a little bit more desperate as he wanders around looking for Albert. And only basically in Albert's wing at the moment, where Albert went off on his own.
Sure, yeah. You go off, ranting, trying to find him. It doesn't appear like he's anywhere in the mansion, or if he is, he's certainly not responding to you. So, going back to you guys, it's something which might not immediately happen as you poke it, so you can continue to play out this scene here. Thank you to Black Buddha for following. You're a gentleman and a scholar.
Yeah.
She probably pokes it and it hurts.
Yeah, like, wow.
He grabs it, it's like, ow!
Starts gurgling a little bit,
Yeah, what's wrong with you?
Shh. You're fine. It seems that whatever you guys did to this meat baby, I think you called it. I think there's a little bit of a cross there. If your eye, stomach, whatever happened inside of your body there, it's telling you to go get a key, and then the meat baby told you to go get a key. I feel like we should go get a key.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Nick
And
is,
I mean, I am the mother
fully
now, so
committed.
there probably won't, be any bit of a problem.
It's not with our guns, no. We'll just go shoot everything in sight, get the key, and then we'll leave and go shoot whatever else we need to shoot.
Did
This is-
they happen
kill
to
silence.
specify what a key was?
No. Hey, what would the key was?
Yeah, if he's gonna kind of lean down to your chest and just be like,
It just says,
very cryptic. How fitting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna poke your eye.
I mean, it's
again.
doing surprisingly well on the whole fact that it is an eyeball, currently speaking. So
Yeah. Nick is just so fucking over it. He's just like, yeah, sure. Let's go get a key then. Let's go kill a high priestess and we'll get a key and she can't be killed, but other people can probably kill her. I don't know, man. Let's just go get a key.
Yeah, Charlie's in the same place, but I think in the back of my mind, I'm kind of blaming you a little bit now, Nick, since you physically have all of the things that are our problem right now on you. So, but I do. So Charlie agrees. It's like we're going in that hole. Our situation's not going to improve
No.
until we face it.
all right. Do you gather hands before you?
Hands? Oh! I thought you meant hold hands.
No.
together.
I was like, are you
I mean,
having a seance?
Hans.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be a
Yeah.
bad idea. Let's have a seance.
Yeah. So like at the end of a shouting match with Nick, I'm just gonna do like the classic angry dad thing and like spin around and be like, Hans, we're going. Get your stuff. Let's go.
Right. So
Direct my anger towards Hans.
yeah. So
You-
go ahead, Hans.
Yeah, he's sort of, in one of the far wings, you sort of hear him call back, "I can't fucking find Albert."
I've got a pretty good feeling he's gonna be at the bottom of this hole we're going down, so it'll work out.
How the fuck we're going down a hole? You can hear him coming closer, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nick, put your shirt on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, very
He's
sure
just sitting there, just the whole thing just spread open like.
He's just like,
I'm just imagining from Jurassic Park where he's just leaning there with his shirt.
Yeah, he just, Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum,
Yeah.
that's it.
I mean, it's amazing. Like, meat baby in your stomach, eye in your chest. Nick, you're still a damn sexy man.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do it.
How does he do it?
It's the money, man.
Yeah.
It's all the money.
Yeah.
So, you gather yourselves in many ways and begin to head off out. It's still pretty late, so probably after the time that you have these conversations and have that bath, it's like 3 or 4 in the morning, and you're heading out to go and figure out what this whole key thing is. Now, let me check my straw poll here. Looks like we have a bit of a tie, so let's see if we can't break that tie there, guys. Vote if you haven't already in straw poll. But you're heading off back to the old ruined church, where you've killed Magus and fed her to the bizarre ghoul creatures that live in a hole in the ground, covered by this grate, which they seem to be fed by, previously by Magus, who was their mother, to find this key. So, you head out into the night once again. The mists are heavy as ever, and you've probably got a couple of hours until they'll break once the sun starts rising, and will burn them off. But and so you're going by whatever candlelight that you can find, or maybe a lantern that you can find from the mansion, and you see the crumbled old ruins before you, and through the night the gargling sounds of the creatures that live below the ruined church can be heard. The kind of guttural slurps and growls that they emit seem quite loud in the night sky. Hey, and thank the Wolfman for the 7-month subscription. Release Ladongas, that I shall, my friend, in just a few moments here. Welcome back. I salute you, sir. Let's raise those drinks in chat for Wolfman Rip. So, yes, the group of you find yourselves by the old ruins once again, and it's all too familiar at this point. And even though it's very, very dark, you have a pretty good understanding of where the grate in the ground is, and where the rest of the walls of the ruins are. You've been here a couple of times now. Thanks to MK for following. You're a gentleman and a scholar. So, what are you guys doing as soon as you get back to the ruins?
whose great idea was it to come down the night?
Great idea. Brunts.
Did anyone bring a rope?
I want to say yes.
Sure, it's reasonable that someone has
Yeah.
rope on them. Right?
Oh yeah, because that's what I grabbed when I was a baby.
We'll use baby rope.
Whoa.
Just use the rope, baby. The baby made out of rope. It wheezes, tells you secrets.
So,
Nick is fired up. He's got his pistol out already. He's just like, I'm just gonna just lower me down into the pit. I'll just shoot everything I see, and we'll get the key.
Yeah, we're gonna cowboy this real hard.
all right.
Try not to look at any symbols.
Don't open my eyes. Got it.
Or your eyes. She kind of like goes, look at you. Don't
Yeah.
look at them with your eyes. Keep your
Oh,
shirt
wow.
on. It might be cold down there.
Hey, and Vader Culver just subscribed to that Twitch Prime. Thank you, my friend. Thank you for that. Gentlemen, what a scholar. Salute you, sir. Let's raise those drinks in chat for a new subscriber, Culver. Welcome in. Hopefully you're enjoying the the meat babies here, my friend.
Meat babies and dongers.
Meat babies and dongers. What more could you ask for, chat? So that's value for money right there. You yeah, so you're gonna lower a rope down there, shoot everything in sight. You saw about 3 of these, what we'll call ghouls for now. That's the closest thing that you've heard in like fairy tales to these things being. And then find whatever this key is, basically. That's the plan, right? Alright.
Yep.
Who lowers the rope?
That sounds
Everyone's
like a
so
job.
nervous.
That sounds like a job for Albert, but he's not here right now.
I mean, as we get there, Hans is like, "You sure we know what we're fucking doing?"
Yeah, if he's gonna look at Charlie and be like, I have a baby.
You could of course tie it to Bit of the Ruins.
Explodes into your
Yeah,
rock.
The baby?
Oh my god.
Lower the baby down to space.
Well, you know, I'm not joking. Or Charlie believes that the baby is some sort of protective ward for us. Almost like they need this baby for something, and so we can kind of use it as like.
Don't say that.
I
There's
don't,
like a circle of babies around us to protect us from
Yeah.
us playing knife.
again, this is where my thoughts sound reasonable in my head, and then as I start to say them out loud,
I think Nick is going to say, tie one end to that post there and lower me in.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Let's Charlie will tie some rope to some ruins. He can handle that.
Okay. Alright, so you tie a rope to the ruins, so you've got a steady, fast rope there that you believe will hold, several of your weights. Probably best not for all of you to be on the rope at the same time, but hey, this will keep a couple of you on at the same time at the very least. And Nick's going down, right?
Yeah, Nick is for sure going down.
Sure.
He is rip roaring and ready to go. He's got his gun. He's just like, lower me down. I'm just gonna shoot him.
Yeah, all right then. So as you tie, I guess you might tie the rope around yourself a little bit, just a knot to keep yourself vaguely steady on there, and begin to kind of abseil down. As you open up the grate, the sounds from what is basically a tunnel which projects sounds upwards from the creatures. Their sounds grow louder, like
Food. Oh, feed us. Thank you for food.
Nick is gonna call down, yep, food's coming.
So you can, your eyes are about this point, fairly adjusted to the darkness, so you can make out a couple of figures down there. And of course, that at the bottom of here there is a pile of bones, really stacked high, where possibly as many as 100 people have been thrown down here. All of them appear to be human bones, from what you saw previously. Other than that, you saw an elder sign. I don't know if Nick saw that or not, but you certainly
No,
have.
Nick never did. Nick
Yeah.
didn't see it.
You certainly have transferred that information between one another, that there is something down here that you definitely shouldn't look at. It's some kind of sign on the floor.
Yeah.
And I believe Charlie was drawing it over and over and over. So
Yeah,
you
and
probably
then
have an
that
idea.
page got ripped out of my diary.
Yeah, you probably have an idea what it looks like. So, as you get down here, about how far are you going down? It's probably like 60 feet down to the floor. How far are you going to go down before you start shooting things?
I think Nick is gonna get like 20 feet away, where he's like he's at a comfortable distance not to be like attacked.
Yeah.
But he's just like dangling over. He's tied around the waist. He's got one arm there, and he's got his other hand out, just like aimed down. Got
Nice.
a pocket full of shells, ready to reload.
Absolutely. So, yeah, you see the figures drawing closer. They're almost like clamoring for food at this point,
Food. Feed us.
and there appears to be one very large one. She's female and has some kind of sort of like crown of bones formed on her head. and she's the one that speaks. The others seem to just kind of growl and make guttural noises, almost like speaking, but not truly speech. And they're about 20 feet away from you at this point. And of course, the rope is all the way onto the floor by the pile of bones that they're kind of standing around and kind of clamoring, reaching for you.
Yeah. Obviously, she's the prime candidate to be shot. So,
she's up for election to be shot right now.
yeah. I'm going to elect her to get the first bullet.
Great.
All right. Give me that roll.
Don't mess this up, Nick.
I believe.
Mess this up.
Don't you have some inspiration?
I do still.
Does it
Where?
carry over?
Yeah,
Sure.
if you've got those points that you have, but it's a gentleman's honor as to what you still have.
Well, they gave me like 5 last episode.
We got
Yeah,
loaded.
you probably have loads. So yeah,
I'm pretty confident I had 4.
okay. We'll call
I
it 4.
thought I wrote them down somewhere. I don't know. My sheet got moved because I had to clean the apartment. So
It's good. We'll call it 4.
4.
That sounds reasonable.
So no, there it is. 4 inspiration. I do have. So yeah, I got 4 inspiration. So I'm definitely using inspiration on this first shot.
Good idea.
On this beautiful thorn-crowned creature.
Yes, indeed.
Firearm, handgun. Here we go.
Let's do it.
Like, here comes food, and then just level off and
Bang, bang, bang.
miss
Oh,
Let's see it.
twice.
Oh, buddy. Yeah. First one's a miss by the looks of things. Also want to thank Spider666 for following. So you, with a kind of bang, the shot goes off, and of course you're in a confined space, so that sound really echoes outwards as the shell drops down onto the floor and clatters down. It does hit her, worryingly enough. The bullet hits the main quote-unquote ghoul woman, and she's feed it, and the bullet just kind of like ricochets off of her. Must have been some kind of weird angle glancing blow. That, or she has an incredibly thick, like Teflon, Kevlar, I suppose, skin. As soon as you fire it, they grab onto the rope and start running up towards you, like shimmying up the rope that's on the floor.
Take me up! Take me up! Screaming now, like no!
Feed us! Feed us! Feed us! Food! Food! Get the food! Get the food!
Nick is definitely gonna fire at the first one that's there, while telling them to take him up. He's gonna fire at the one in the front.
Sure. It's the Crown of Thorns female.
All right. Well, I'm gonna use my second point of inspiration
Nice.
to fire again at her, hopefully point blank. Nick! Oh my God!
Oh my goodness, Nick. Yeah, that's not working out well for you, my friend.
I'm gonna motion to Hans that we both want to start pulling the rope.
Yeah, Hans would be, helping with the pulling up.
All right, roll me. Do we have strength or is it power? I forget. It's been 2 weeks. If you have
There's
strength,
strength and power.
okay, roll
There's
strength.
the
for me.
strength. Yeah, and the
Yeah,
power.
both of you guys
Power
can
is
roll.
magic.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Both of you roll strength for me as you try and pull up this rope. Yes, and you're right, Jack. I didn't forget about the straw pole. Back up on the surface, Ify, the child that you're holding, the as of yet unnamed baby that you have, quote unquote, acquired, I suppose. It begins to kind of like wheeze, like cough, which isn't uncommon for children. Sometimes they can get little colds and stuff like that. This is a baby which is not of the age to... It's kind of babbling at this point, I suppose. It hasn't really started taking on words or anything. But it says... in your arms.
Okay. I'm gonna look down. I'm gonna be like, my children, I've come. And I'm gonna toss it on in.
Oh! You chucked the baby in?
I ain't not having none of that. I ain't getting no eye in my
Holy
chest.
shit. Holy shit. Oh my god, Momo, you are
History
evil.
has repeated itself.
You
okay?
are evil and I love it. So, the baby goes, please, please, please. and then as you like toss it down into the grate, it goes, please, 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 and as it flies down the hole and bounces off of Nick and starts to go down towards the pile of bones, where very quickly the camera cuts. Fader Skagger for 7 months as well, having to be part of the shenanigans I've been a part of, and will be a part of. Raise the drinks, everybody, for a gentle Swede and a scholar. So that's what happens as the baby just kind of bounces down off of Nick as he's scrambling. Nick, roll me a strength check as well to just pull yourself up this rope while you're being pulled along, because funnily enough, as Charlie and Hans are pulling on the rope, they are also pulling up the ghouls at the very same time. Because
the
they're all
ghouls
on
didn't fetch the baby.
because they're all on the same.
Nick has succeeded in a roll after what 5 rolls today.
It's
I
impressive.
finally got
Some strength checks.
It's impressive. So, Nick, you just scramble up the rope, and Ify just slams the grate. I'm going to say all hands. What did you guys just slam the grate down on these ghouls? As they're starting to, like, put their hands through the grate just after Nick. They just grab off a piece of his clothing as he goes and just manage to, like, nick your leg, your ankle, basically, just as you go. And then they realize that there's food back down below. And
Nick is going to turn around. I'm going to try one more time. I'm point blank.
yeah, you got this. I'll give you.
Hans is pulling out his rifle and shooting them as well. Bad,
Can we
bad
all do
things.
a round of shots?
Yeah, if you can all give me 1 shot each, and this is going to be on the lead girl. The other 2 are below, so you can't really get shots on them. If that makes sense.
That's fine. That's fine.
Unless, of course, you shoot the first one and she falls back. And
Yeah. So yeah, I'm just going to shoot at her.
all right.
God has forsaken me.
Well, I think that's easy enough to understand at this point, Nick.
Oh,
Yeah.
That is a failure from Charlie.
I thought I had a malfunction, but that's only at 100. So.
Yeah,
It's
and a
also a failure.
success from Hans. So Hans, with your rifle, roll me damage.
Rifle.
It's like it was 7. It's like the
Pretty
damage is
damn
already
good.
there.
Oh yeah, oh you're right. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
damage is already calculated. My bad, I
7.
didn't even see that. So 7 damage. You kind of like fire this shot into the this female ghoul creature, and it just kind of like falls back with a you're pretty sure the bullet must have gone into its face because it was scrambling right at the top of the grate, and you hear it fall backwards, and it knocks several of the other ghouls off the rope as they go, and you hear them kind of slam back down onto the ground. After
That's
that,
a 60-foot drop.
yeah, it's a big drop.
I mean, the baby's probably dead.
Well, that is most likely true. Yeah, after a minute or so, like you hear a little bit of scrambling, and then the sounds of like feasting, but it doesn't sound like all of them are still down there. But it's pretty dark, so you can't really see. You have to like drop a light down there probably to really spot them.
Nick is probably like, he's pretty drunk, he's exhausted, he's just at his wit's end. His hand is shaking and he's just like, not my best plan. Not my best plan.
We need that creature. That's the key. The thing said so.
What the hell did you throw the baby at me for?
What the fucking what?
For one, I was trying to get the little bastards off of your feet. You
What the
know,
fuck?
food.
Just for a note, I've never seen anyone nope the fuck out bigger from a viewer decision than Momo just did. Nope.
Hans is, he's like, he's just a bit drunk, but got the shot off. He's like, wait, what the fuck are we doing here? We aren't just shooting these things.
I'll be right back, guys. I've just got a delivery. Give me 2 seconds.
Okay.
Feel free to play out the scene.
We need what's down there. She's the key. The thing that Hans just shot.
That's his. It's the meat baby's sister. Aren't you all just like realizing this now?
You chucked a baby down a well. What
Look,
the hell?
okay. The baby that I have been taking care of by myself, she kind of just looks at you guys like, fuck you. Started wheezing. And its first words to me, its mother, was, The key. Fucking right, throw it down the hole.
Fucking demon babies. God, I'm
Fucking daughter like mother. Go on.
Fucking demon babies. Oh my god.
I nominate Charles to go down the hole next.
I'll do
I'm
it.
not letting you you fuckers go down there. I'll do it.
Who's the only one
Shoot
that
the fucking
actually
demons.
hit anything?
You know what? It was very scary. These things crawling out. You go down there, Ivy. Let's see how you handle under pressure. Nick is just pissed. He's just
I'm
like,
in heels.
The Hans will punch her.
Whoa!
Hell no, honey, no.
She
Wait,
says
who's-
that. He's like. It's not actually like a really hard one. It's more like, you stupid fucking
Oh
woman.
no. Oh
Sort of
no.
thing.
Let's
wait,
see.
who? Do you really punch her?
He is going to punch her, yes.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Push you down the hole. This is Sparta.
You can roll me a fight.
If you look at him, he's looking like he's actually quite, he's quite a sterner, angry moment right now.
All right, Hans, roll me a fighting brawl, and figure the sahu bitch
Yeah,
for
I
following.
just rolled it.
All right,
Success.
An attack.
that is a success. So, Ivy, you do take 3 damage. Whereabouts are you trying to hit her? Goodness, that's not a sentence I often find myself saying.
I mean, you're fighting lots of characters.
Actually, why am I surprised by this? Hitting women is like a part of this campaign, apparently.
I mean,
but-
it happens. It's true. He's probably aiming for her jaw, somewhere around there.
Okay, so
Yeah.
You slugged her in the
you
face.
slug this lady
Yes.
in the face. So,
Can
Ivy,
I try to like counter?
yeah,
and
you can,
dodge?
you
could try, yeah.
can
I'm
hit him
gonna
back if you
dodge.
want. All right, if you wanna, we'll see if you can dodge out the way. Let's see what you should roll for that. Let me
Oh
bring the
god,
shits here.
maybe not.
You pissed them off.
I'll tell you what, I'll let you roll a fighting brawl as well, and if you roll lower, it's like a contested one. So if you roll lower, then you can dodge out the way.
Well,
We shall see if Ivy's fighting skills are up to par. This isn't even the worst thing that's happened in this campaign, so I don't know why we're... That is a 39, so by 2, Hans just manages to kind of get the hit in, as you kind of like fall backwards and your jaw has been, slammed. Just immediate pain, and then that kind of numbness will come in time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna spit blood at you, and I'm gonna like point at my feet and be like, "I was fucking kidding," and she's gonna be wearing combat boots.
Don't fuck. I don't fucking care, woman. Right. Give me the rope. I'm going down there. You guys don't get yourself fucking killed. He picks up his rifle and sort of goes to tie the rope around himself.
I'm, I'll ask this both in character and out of character. Hans, how are you with the handgun? Because I'm actually a better shot with the rifle. I can cover you.
He's better with he is better with a rifle.
Okay, all right.
But it's 71 for a rifle, 60 for a handgun, so 10.
Yeah, I mean, my handgun's at 25, and my rifle is way higher.
Yeah. If sort of he asks, because I mean, rifle's big and bulky. If he asks, then you'll just give it to you.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too. If you take, I'll give you my revolver and hold on to your rifle, and then you'll have a little more mobility down there.
He has his own handgun. Can you have one hand and just die? Fucking.
But if you'll allow it, I'll cover you with the rifle.
Yeah. He's like, yeah. He would sort of take a moment and sort of hand the rifle over to you, and it's like, all right. Just like Yes, just like in the war, cover and fire.
That's exactly what Charlie's thinking. I'm actually gonna get down on my belly too, so that I'm like nice and steady.
Yeah,
Nick will just chime in for a second. It's like, these things can climb rope. Let's just open the grate and tell them there's more food up here, and as soon as they come out, we'll just shoot them. Point blank, all of us. No one has to go down there until they're all done for.
Why didn't you fucking do that before? Right. You do that, I'll be in front though.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. You be in front.
All right, then.
If he's just gonna start crying, like low key, just like, I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
Sadness. So
Nick is gonna turn to Ivy and be like, "Grab your fucking gun. We're shooting these fuckers."
I'm gonna aim.
and Nick. So sure, yeah. So you guys get out your weapons. And I'm guessing one of you is going to be the one that opens the grate and tells the creatures to come up.
That'll be me.
Okay.
Okay. So everyone's in position. What do you say, Ivy?
Be like, Mother's home. I'm gonna like lift it and be like, I got some more food for you. That's up here.
Oh, food. Feed us.
And you can only hear one of them speaking. And it's kind of in this very kind of guttural sort of, and it begins to immediately climb the rope, and you hear it climbing up. And within, like 20 seconds or so, it's at the top of the rope and pokes its grotesque, mutated face with this sallowy, kind of almost greenish tint to its skin, crawling up the top here. As soon as you see its face, I'm guessing you guys are going to fire. So let's do exactly that. You guys have a jump on it for the purpose of being like a surprise round, basically. So you all get to act first and take a shot at it or take an action. So let me know what you're doing. Let's start at the top in terms of order. So we're going to start with Charlie, who's just been laying there in wait. Charlie, what's your first action when you see this creature's face?
Yeah, on my stomach, like trench warfare style, I just have this rifle. I'm getting the feel for the heft of it, and although I'm very stressed out at this point, this goes back to like my military training. I'm gonna try and slow the breathing down and squeeze the trigger when I feel like it's finally ready, and let off a shot.
Absolutely. Standard shot here, using any inspirations?
Yeah, let's take the inspiration here.
All right, good idea. Cool. All right then. So
Doubly fail.
Double fail. So Charlie tries to fire off at this thing, and the shot just goes like sailing over the creature's shoulder as its head pops up, and it begins to like pull itself through from the grate. Anything else you'd like to try, Charlie?
Yeah, I guess I was expecting it to like move like a human, and instead it's like this grotesque monster. And so just completely misjudge it.
Yeah. All right, Nick, what is your action here? Thank you to Meg for following. You're a gentle lady and a scholar. Welcome to the adventure. So yeah, what's Nick's?
Because we'll punch you in the face.
Nick is gonna do the same. He's just waiting there. He's stepped back away from the hole a little bit. He's had a nice close encounter with these things, and he's not looking forward to a second one. But he'll pop off another shot and use a third inspiration, so leaving me with one left. Oh!
Oh, just makes it. So.
Oh my God, it's so nice.
On 40 out of 40, Nick, you just land the shot. How much damage was that one?
10.
Oh my goodness. Tell me how you smite this creature as it's pulling itself out of the grate. Most, like, half its body is out at this point.
Yeah. So, like, as it comes up, he fires, Charlie fires a shot, and, like, Nick hears the gun, like, go off, and he doesn't see it move, and so he just takes aim, and, like, he was gonna aim center mass, but then, like, it, like, lurches up, and he lurches up with it, and just happens to clip it, just like, whoa. I'm assuming right in the head.
Yeah, absolutely. And, its, like, slump body just begins to drag itself back down the hole. And unless anyone stops it, it will just slump back, falling that 60 feet down into the hole, crushing.
Catch it! No, we gotta catch it. Is this the Queen of Bones?
This is not, no. This one appears to be one of the kind of lackeys.
Yeah, Bone Queen's still down there, I think.
Yeah.
She already got shot.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go out on a limb, and I'm gonna, like, yell down the grate, more food.
Whose side is she on?
There is no response from the great as the
I'm
creatures.
on the side to get out of the island. What about you, Mr. Story?
I guess I agree. Oh,
Got
that
him.
cuts me deep.
Yeah. There's just silence after the creature like slams down into the ground, 60 feet below, landing on the bones, the other ghouls, and the child. Leaving you
Hans,
guys.
go down there and see if anything's alive.
Good guy, Hans.
He'll talk very silently for a moment,
and
It's,
then suddenly,
then suddenly out of nowhere he'll start in the middle of this this sentence. So he'll sort of walk over to the pit, look down and see if he seems safe. And watch my back, guys. Sort of.
Oh,
He gives like a good job look to to Charles. Just like, good job, you good shot, sort of thing. Try anyway. He sort of recognizes the technique, so and then he'll basically start climbing down the rope.
Sure. Okay. So, are you going with any light at all?
Lighter?
Sure, just a little light in one hand.
Just lighter, because I don't think they have anything else.
Yeah. So you begin to head down into the belly of the beast, as it were. And on the hour here, I remind you guys, we're coming to our final hour here of Call of Cthulhu before we head into the hive. So if you do want to screw with these guys even more than you have thus far, and I've been trying to, then go ahead and hit that follow button and join us. We hit 20 followers today. You guys are going to get to decide a feature which happens in the game. Last time it resulted in Momo throwing away a baby down a 60-foot hole, so it could only get better from here, I'd imagine. The bottom of the well really is the limit. And of course, when we get that 30 retweets, we'll have another viewer decisions. Hey, and thank you to Muse for the 5 months in a row. She says, really enjoying watching your stream. Got to say that Tuesdays are my favorite. Tuesdays are one of my favorites as well, because I really like these games. Thank you so much, gentle lady. Scarlett, raise those drinks in chat for the Muse there. All right then. So Templar, you head down the hole.
Right. So sort of. All right. How can I? Actually, I can't do it that way. Shit! I just realized. Doesn't have enough hands. Hands does not have enough hands.
Alas.
So it means he'll have his gun and no light because he'll be probably holding on to the rope with the other one.
Okay.
Yes.
You don't hear any sounds below. So you get down to the bottom of the area, and you land with a crack of bones as you land on might be a tibia or something, and just going cracks underneath your foot. And you see, as your eyes are beginning to adjust the light, and maybe you can light the lighter and put the gun in one hand for a second.
Yep.
You look around, you see the corpses of the ghouls, and along with the quote unquote queen of the ghouls. All around you are bones, human bones, hundreds of them, and in the at the end of this little room, you see what appears to be a tunnel leading downwards.
All right. So he'll go first to the three ghouls. Just put a shot in each of them, just in case. Bang, bang, bang. Then he'll sort of, right? Shit, it's dead. Get down here. There's a tunnel.
tunnel?
Charlie will get down the rope.
All right.
Yeah,
so
if Charlie
this time-
goes, then Nick will just be like, yeah, okay, sure.
So the queen wasn't there?
She was.
She's not doing anything?
She's dead.
She's
I think
dead.
she's dead.
She was shot in the face and then fell 60 feet.
And she's
I
our
thought you said that
keys.
wasn't the queen that crawled up the rope.
No, because we shot the queen
the
before
first one
we
to
put
get
the rope
shot.
down.
Yeah.
It's the first time. After when you threw the baby at Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was the first one to
Sorry.
follow Nick up. Then he threw the baby. Things got crazy, and then the second time round, the one that was left alive came up. So she is very much dead. Is Ivy coming down here as well?
I don't know. You guys.
She closes the grate and leaves.
Cuts that rope. Yeah.
Yeah, all pretenses of Nick's gentlemanly manner are like gone right now. He's just like, let's fucking go.
Very begrudgingly, she's gonna come down the rope.
All right. So you reach the bottom, the group of you and like whatever meager lights that you guys have, and you see the 3 bodies there of the ghouls, the piles and piles of bones, and the tunnel, which is maybe like 10 feet wide and 10 feet high, which leads downwards into darkness.
Listen, the sister was the key, so let's get our key and get out of here, right? Where's the key? Charlie's probably thinking literal at this point.
Yeah, I think Nick probably thinks there's a legitimate key too, so I think he'll investigate the dead crowned queen sister thing.
So a quick inspection of the body results in nothing at all. She didn't have any like pockets or anything, so she's basically naked and mutated. The only item which she has is that crown.
Is it well constructed or what?
I mean, it's got a kind of barbaric elegance to it, I suppose. Like, this thing was clearly formed over several years by the looks of things, you know, like bits added to it, and you know, the occasional extra bone or maybe a tooth has been added here and there, and it's been kind of like, you know, used by bones that have been like either, you know, bent somehow or just, you know, naturally curved, like jawbones and stuff like that. And it sits on the head quite well.
I don't think Nick has any reason to want to keep that horrid thing, so he'll probably leave it.
All right.
Yeah, Hans will sort of shit. Oh, you'll help them look through the things. And actually, what he'll do is he'll actually step on the that crown to try and smash it.
Okay.
Just-
Yeah, it doesn't crumble when you crack it like bones should.
Okay.
It just kind of like goes into your foot like you've just stubbed your toe. It's really hard. Super like calcified.
Ain't normal shit. Fuck. You
What
know,
about the
you know, he
tunnel?
takes a couple of breaths with that one, like a really big one.
Like I said, the tunnel, you can't really see much of it at this point. It's 10 by 10, leads downwards, quite a sheer slope.
Let's go down.
Yeah, there's nothing better for us to do. We need to finish this.
I'm gonna pick up the crown as they walk forward.
Nice.
I'm just gonna kind of hold it.
Okay.
Where it's stuck. Who knows?
You're fucking gonna tell me what to do.
Yeah,
just
that's
punch
good.
me.
right.
I know.
I think she picks up the crown and like she doesn't even realize it, but she holds it like she's been holding the baby this whole time.
Oh my goodness.
Nestles it right in there. I think Nick does everything in his power not to look at this baby because
Yeah. I mean, for the sake of the camera doesn't look at it, you know, it's like underneath one of the bodies, you know.
Okay, y'all threw your meat baby in the ocean. I have my right to throw my meat baby in the hole.
you threw it
At
on
least
me.
At least I'm consistent.
I'm a strong,
okay?
independent lady who don't need no
Yeah,
meat
no
baby.
man's gonna tell me where I can throw my meat baby. Yeah, Charlie doesn't want to argue. He wants to go. He wants to get this over with. And
Sure.
Yeah.
like we get to the end of this tunnel, and this shit that's been happening is gonna stop in his mind. So
Absolutely, that seems reasonable.
Yeah, hopefully.
All right, so yeah, you head down the tunnel. Who's leading the way?
me.
All right, Charlie heads down.
No, Hans wouldn't let him.
Okay.
So, no, sort of stumbles ahead. I'm going first.
All right.
Ain't getting killed on my watch.
Right.
Go run
Fine,
ahead.
fine. Let's just go.
Hell yeah.
I think Ivy's more than happy to let Hans go first.
Lead the way.
Be my
Fire-
guest.
Yeah, Nick is like, you know, he's reloaded his pistol and
Yeah.
he's got 6 shots in it again. He's just like white knuckling that thing, just like, okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Hans gets shot in the back.
Yeah.
Totally accidentally.
Oh dear.
So the darkness closes in around you guys as you head down this cold tunnel with no wind and only the smells of the bones from above, which just emanate this very kind of deathly smell all the way down this tunnel. There's some smell that you can't quite identify appears to be wafting up from the tunnel. It's almost like a treacly, sweet, but at the same time covering and an awful smell, you know. So for those of you, I guess it's a bit like if someone had like trench foot and they were like covering loads of covering themselves in loads of perfume or something like that, you know. Or it's like someone who's sweating loads and they've just put loads of deodorant on them to try and mask the smell. And it's kind of like that really sweet and then that really sour smell coming along with it as well. And you start hearing this almost bubbling sound, as if something's on the cooker, you know, and something is boiling. Maybe it's a pretty odd sound to be hearing, and at the same time it begins to get quite warm as well as you get down here, and you maybe been walking from like 5 minutes at this point, as you feel this kind of like wave of heat coming up from below. Even the walls appear to be a little warm at this point. Does anyone do anything at this point, or are we good?
I mean, I think the warmth is probably welcome to Charlie if he's not aware of the source of it. This is more like what he's used to, so this maybe puts a little bit of a pep in his step. If there's not, if there's not anything written or like scrawled anywhere, then Charlie is just moving forward.
Yeah. Rather refreshingly, there's no creepy writings on the wall or horrible symbols
He would
anywhere.
definitely stop to read all of that. If there were, so
Absolutely,
no,
absolutely.
He's just gonna keep going.
So you head down once again. You kind of turn a natural corner in the tunnel as this bubbling is beginning to get louder, and the warmth is really quite hot at this point. And as you turn this corner, you see it opens up into quite a large cavern. So you must have come quite a ways underground here. It's almost like what might have been formed like a natural cove or something. You're very near to the cliff, so that could be an explanation for this. But it's a very large kind of cavern. And within it are these bubbling pools of this thick, black, treacly substance. Which is down here, which is not something that you would have seen before. It's entirely possible that this is naturally geological material which is bubbling up here. But as far as you're aware, you are nowhere near a volcano or any real like underground heat source. I mean, none of you are geologists or anything like that, but this would strike you as a little strange that something is so hot down here. And there also appears to be a woman in the pool who is she strikes you as familiar because it's Rose from the party.
Sure.
Oh, I thought it was Magus. I was like, oh.
I thought it was the priestess. So
No way, dude. It's Rose. That's Rose.
we saw her just a few hours ago.
She's also completely naked, but the cleverly hidden by long hair, of course. So her modesty is intact, and she's also within this pool of like hot, treacly, watery stuff.
Oh,
She doesn't seem to have
incredible.
noticed you at this point.
Don't.
I think Nick. I think Nick will probably see her and like just see the situation and then just turn on his schmarmy talk. It's like, what a lovely place you have here, Rose.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna step backward.
Red in the face. Yeah. I just like turn around. I like distance myself from Nick.
Yeah.
Nick,
Nick's
you're
got his
alone.
gun still, so he's
Cramping
there's
my
no
style.
false pretenses here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Hans is
he'll approach Rose in her sitting pool and just like, oh wow. I mean, it's a big change from the mansion, but it certainly is. Well, it's warm. That's nice.
She turns, looks surprised, and then smiles for seeing you and the group, and she says, "Oh, thank you, Nick. I wondered if you'd find your way down here." And she like,
How did you come about owning this little slice of paradise?
she steps before you, like out from the pool, like absolutely no shame whatsoever, like
Trying to
completely.
one up me.
completely taunting you, and clearly enjoying the fact that she's standing there. And she says, well, the party left, well, the food was something else, but your company was very much enjoyed. How can I help you?
We're wondering the same thing. Now, we've been told of a key.
Oh, really? A key? Well, that sounds very helpful indeed. Where is it you're looking to go?
You know, we thought it was here. We might be wrong. But we were hoping that you could help us find a key.
I see, and well, I really do need to know your intentions, Nick. A lady like me can't be giving away all of her keys now, can she?
Now, that is very true, my dear. See, what is your intention?
Well, you've just entered my home, and you know how rude it is to go asking questions in someone else's house, so I rather think that it's time that you start being honest with me, Nick.
Yeah. Also, in this situation, so Charlie, he's from Texas in the 20s. He has this. He was raised to be like a very Southern gentleman, like almost to the point of sexism. And so when she kind of says she's going to start asking the questions, I'm just gonna kind of butt in with like still having my back turned to her, and it's like, can we get you a robe or something?
Oh no, she's perfectly fine. It's kind of hot in here.
I disagree. I strongly disagree.
It's fine.
She's just seething at this point.
It's fine. Perhaps you'd like to join me, Charlie. You look stressed.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Some other time, and I wave a hand like behind my head.
I think your aunt is talking to you. So, Nick, about that honesty, why are you really here on the island? Perhaps someone else. Hans.
You're on your own,
Hey.
big boy.
I don't. He's he's a little confused. Drunk. All those things. Did he? Was he ever introduced to Rose, or was he drunk before that?
Yes, I believe that you, in passing, had a brief conversation with her.
Okay. And then, and we're looking for
No, no.
looking for the dead fella.
The-
The what was his name? The boy. Fuck.
Rexton.
Rexton, that's the fella. He's a little, naked woman.
Well,
drunk,
he's been killed,
confused.
obviously.
Yeah, we were wondering why.
She shrugs and says, "The priestess's orders, I'd assume."
And you trust the priestess, huh?
Oh no, That would be foolish. Indeed, to trust, well, anyone here. I'm not really, well, I'm not really in the inner circle, you know? She kind of gestures around herself. A little bit out in the sticks here.
So you're not in either circle. You don't trust anybody on the island. Yeah, I think we could work together really well.
She smiles.
She just did not trust anyone with her too.
Well done. You don't need to trust someone to work with them, though, do you?
Correct. So I think Nick is he's so done with all this shit. He's just gonna lay it bare. He's like, so we're working for the goat. We're also working for the goat's nemesis. We've kind of been roped into this whole thing, and the only reason that we even came to this island was to find Brexton.
Oh, well, you've rather gotten yourselves wrapped up in something, then, haven't you? Tell me, what's your end game here?
Would you believe that we'd all like to go home unscathed?
Why, of course, of course. Many have tried. And to what lengths are you willing to go to make that happen?
Well,
Pretty shot bunch of fucks.
we've killed a bunch of people. I have a giant eyeball on my chest that is whispering secrets to me.
Oh, you're welcome.
Say what?
Yes, that can happen, I suppose.
Oh my gosh.
Did you say you're welcome?
Yeah, into my house. Yes, of course, you're all welcome here.
No. Haster?
I'm sorry?
I presume.
Me? Oh no. Oh no. If only. No, merely a humble practitioner here.
Oh. Well, good. Nick is just so confused. He's like, perfect. So, do you know how to kill a high priestess of Shub's?
No, well, of course. It's rather simple.
Yeah.
Continue.
Oh, well, I can't go ahead telling you just yet. I mean, I'm not really sure that we're ready to work with one another.
Rose, if I
let's go,
may,
Rose.
still have my back turned to her at this point.
Oh.
We've given you an honest answer. Perhaps an honest answer from you. Where do your allegiances lie?
Well, I'm not really on anyone's side, if that makes sense, because, well, no one's really on my side, and perhaps you will be soon. We'll see about that, I suppose. But, well, for now, my role here has been for observing, taking notes, and, well, getting things ready for a bit of a change of decor.
What if he's gonna sit down, put the crown on, and just fucking nope?
Alright. And she says, so I suppose for my, well, honest answer would be that. And of course, if you're looking to help out, then perhaps we could expedite our plans.
Sounds terrific. So about killing this, killing this high priestess, is that part of the plan? Can we do that?
Oh, well, that's, stage one, really. And,
Perfect.
I'm supposing that you're, well, not so interested in any long-term contracts.
Yeah, we've taken a lot of contracts recently, and it's just not in our best favor to take and sign too many more. Getting out of some of those would be preferable. We just want to help you get to where you're going, so we can go away.
Of course, I understand completely. Well, first of all, we're going to need that child of yours. She looks at Ivy.
It's up there.
Will you bring it? What's his name?
Cool. No. Doesn't have a name.
Yeah, okay, I get that.
It seems in our adventures that the child's life was difficult to maintain.
Her face like falls. What?
Well, you.
Nick?
Nick is.
she gives you that Nick.
Legitimately
You
speechless.
see, your guards were a little hard to appease, so Nick decided we should give the baby to them as tribute to get down here to you.
She raises her eyebrow. Nick? Really? What a bold decision.
I have a giant eyeball in my chest whispering secrets to me. I thought that's what it wanted.
That's romantic, if you could say.
It started whispering, you say?
Yes.
We didn't say.
No, I thought you were talking about my eye. Yes, the eye is whispering to me.
Yeah.
Lots of secrets.
Interesting. Perhaps something can be salvaged then.
Yeah, honestly, I think Charlie's mind will kind of trip here a little bit. Like, even though rifling through graveyard for a thrown baby is horrid and grotesque, he's looking for any reason to get out of this chamber with the naked lady right now. So I think I'll go back and check. Like, I will look for the baby.
Yeah. Okay. So she starts like walking towards Nick, and from somewhere, she produces this long, kind of like wickedly curved knife. How long has it been speaking for, this eye?
Nick is gonna pull up his gun and be like, well, long enough to know that it's uncomfortable.
Perhaps we could relieve you of that stress.
Would that relieve me of my life as well? Because I prefer to keep that part of it.
The procedure would be very, very taxing, but I believe that you could live.
Nick is gonna hold on to his gun for a moment and be like, no, there's gotta be a better way than my eye. Zzz.
She, kind of thinks. Well, let's see. Well, the blessing is very strong. You see, there's many reasons why that would be the preferable option. What do you say? She looks to Ivy. After all, for the greater good, no?
Yeah, Ivy's gonna, she's sitting on the ground and she has this crown on. So she's like, you threw the baby down here with such a romantic gesture to get down here to Rose. I think you could do it. With Rose holding your little hand, I think you could definitely do it. And she's just gonna sway back and forth.
Oh.
Charlie, you can return with the baby.
Okay, so yeah, I think I wasn't there for the whole knife and eye bit, but
Yeah.
I did feel like maybe there was a sense of urgency. So
Sure.
Yeah.
You return back.
Okay. Look what you were still very naked. And I turn around and just hold whatever is left of the baby.
I think Nick will probably turn him like, Charles, you can't be upset about a naked woman. You are literally holding a dead baby.
Goodness.
You're right there.
Here's our baby. Can we do something with this?
Well, it's dead, Nick. You killed it.
Sure, I killed it. Me personally, definitely killed it. The eyeball in my chest doesn't sound like it's going to be very fun to get rid of. Now,
About as fun as getting rid of a baby, I'd imagine.
comparable to. So bullets don't work on these people that are.
Well, high priestesses and several other high-level sorcerers are immune to, or at least resistant to, mortal weapons, yes. They require artifacts of greater power in order to truly harm them.
And Nick is still holding his gun. It's like, but you as a high priestess, or you as a person could fight one of them?
Oh, I don't know about that. Not one-to-one, but certainly I could help conjure an item to help
So
you.
you're not a high priestess.
She like rolls her eyes as if the terminology you're using is like super like wrong, like beginner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, like you're a total noob. Yeah, and she's like, it's short answer, no, but that doesn't mean that I'm not someone.
Nick
that you
is gonna
should
cut
mess
her off. It's like, good. I offer this to you, Shub. Ka!
I was kind of expecting that.
with. All right. All right.
Even though I missed
roll,
a bunch.
roll me the weapon attack. Oh my god.
All right, and I'm definitely using my final inspiration on this shit.
Good idea.
Please, Nick. I'm praying to you.
Get good
I'm
news.
praying to you, Nick
Nichols.
Nichols, to not mess this up for me.
The first one's bad. Ooh, right on the money. Right on the money. So, as Nick fires this shot, you you level the pistol towards her, and see how much damage that is. Best to roll damage on that one.
Sorry, roll. Perfect.
You roll pretty poorly there with 1 damage, and the shot goes into her shoulder. Kind of, she like sinks backwards for a second, and she kind of like looks down at the bullet hole. With her hand, she just rips out the bullet from her like shoulder.
Can
Scout.
Hans shoot her now?
Drops it down onto the floor. She looks at Nick kind of blankly. Next. Anything else? Are we over this childish display yet?
No, I don't think Nick is. Nick is just gonna empty his chain. He's got 5 shots left. He's just
So is
gonna.
Hans.
Sure.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
just
Shoot everything.
yeah.
Finish your work.
All right.
Yeah, just my back to Rose. I'm just gonna crouch down and like hold my head. Like I can't cope with this.
Yeah, yeah. You see her as you're like, firing off it, bang, 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 shot after shot. She goes down into the pool, like taking the bullets, like, and like occasionally like stumbling as another bullet will fire into her back. But she just like lies down in the pool until she's completely submerged. You see like chunks of flesh coming out from her. Like, you're clearly having an effect, you guys, as you are firing. But she just like slumps down into the pool until she's like completely covered. You don't know if she's dead, but she doesn't appear to have like fallen down as if you had kind of like killed her as such. But she certainly appears to just kind of like leave from the pool. And as you in fact, let me, anyone who's familiar with this kind of stuff, you can roll me a occult.
Tifa, right?
I know. Alright, I'm gonna roll one just for shits and giggles. I did not win.
Oh my goodness. Not any good rolls here. Good lord. Hans is the only hope. Help me, Hans, you're my only hope.
That's not how that movie goes.
Sure. Can I use an inspiration for this?
Yeah, sure.
What exactly does inspiration do? Just 2 rolls?
Yep. Take the lowest.
Oh!
Oh my god, that's a critical success.
Oh,
It's
he's
a critical success. That's
Sherlock Holmes, this case wide open.
Yeah, that's the, you just see the lines, Hans. You just like you see the Matrix as
He's shifted so far into insanity that
Like,
he's now super sanity.
he's come back the other side. Yeah, he's like come around, and so like Hans just kind of like looks around him as he's like, oh, I see now. It's open to me. The third eye has opened in Hans's brain, and he sees the light.
Nick doesn't like that statement, really.
Yeah, true. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, kind of triggering for Nick. You realize, Hans, that whilst it's difficult to like fully kill like powerful representatives of cults, you most likely have banished her, which means that she's not here anymore. But you haven't truly like killed her. You'd require maybe certain types of creatures like this might require like silvered weapons or like a magic weapon to truly banish her. But the fact that you've just shot her over and over and over would be enough to get rid of her physical body. So she's probably gone from here.
So we bought some time.
That bitch. She ain't dead, but she ain't here. He's trembling a little bit at the surrealization. He read something somewhere at one time that wasn't explicit, but it's like, oh, this makes sense. She's fucking demon bitch vanished. Yeah. Demon is banished. Yeah. But could come back.
I think Nick is now on this stance. He's just like, we just gotta find somebody to sacrifice to bring Shub here to get rid of this eye and give us something to kill the High Priestess with. Obviously,
That's the
very
whole
easy choice.
problem. We can't get Shub here. He's trapped by the High Priestess. She was going to help us, Nick. She was going to remove your eye.
She was gonna cut the eye out of my chest.
Well, you
This thing
realize
hurts, man.
you realize
don't
that
feel
she's
this thing. I feel this thing, and it exists in me. She's gonna cut it out? I don't think so.
You realize, Charlie, that the knife that she had has been left behind.
Yeah.
This long curved blade.
I do want to pick it up.
It
And
feels cold, but well
It's-
balanced.
Does it look anything like the sacrificial knife they had before?
Almost
in the
identical,
clearing.
actually. Yeah.
and I'm not necessarily going to wield it at Nick, but I could perhaps be standing in such a way that that might make Nick think that I've got some machinations going on.
I think Nick is still staring at the pool, so he probably doesn't even really he feels pretty safe around you at this point. I don't think he's gonna expect an attack from you. So.
Hans is actually, with what Nick said, Hans is sort of, he's the sort of the insanity sort of come back. He's like,
Right.
demon. He's not very loud, but he sort of takes a step back. He's got his gun. He does have his empty revolver, his empty handgun pointed at Nick. So, yeah. But he's probably behind Nick somewhere, and he's sort of, you can tell he's
Hans, Booby, I'm your white knight.
fucking demon.
Magic
Will,
man.
does the knife impart anything onto me, or does
It
it just
doesn't. It doesn't feel like when you touch it. It doesn't feel anything other than cold and well balanced.
Okay.
But perhaps it will take on other power when you start cutting out eyes. Who knows?
Yeah, I know we haven't been doing like sanity rolls, but I do feel like Charlie's like kind of like on his frayed wit's end here, and on some plane, Nick, that eye is bad. We don't need that eye. Let's sacrifice the eye.
I don't think Nick's gonna go willingly into the night with this eyeball thing. But if you want to wrestle him down, he'll fight against you. But if you win, I mean, stab it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was out of character for Nick.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. But like I said, Nick is still just so over all this shit tonight.
he's tired and everything, and so he's just still staring, just like staring at this pool where he just emptied an entire gun into this woman, and she just disappeared off this plane of existence. He's just like, I just want to go home.
Yeah, so I'm gonna like cheesy horror movie like in frame with the knife like up by my face, gonna grip it tight, and it's gonna be like Aoife, Hans, hold Nick down.
What was that?
Hans, you know that eye is bad. You know it's a demon. You know it needs to go.
Yeah, because he will visibly hesitate getting closer to Nick with the whole eye thing. But when you say that, he'll basically go forward and basically grab Nick's arms and basically hold them behind his back, just like physically restrain him.
Nick is definitely going to struggle against.
All right, so Hans and Nick, you can roll me a contested fighting brawl. Aoife, are you helping out in any way here?
Nope.
All right. So it's
I'm
straight
gonna
up.
go look towards like the little black goo hole thing that she crawled into.
Jump. It's bubbling.
Yeah, I'll take
Ooh,
care of
I
that.
look pretty good.
Ooh, that's an
Oh, you
11
did.
from Kev.
Yeah,
And, yeah. It's a,
You did better.
So Hans is beginning to like wrestle with Nick, but Nick manages to like throw him off.
Yeah. All right. I think Nick is gonna see where this is going. He's gonna try to put space in between you guys. I don't know if you'll get a chance, but he's gonna reach for like his pocket to try and reload his gun as quick as he can. Like
Absolutely. Yeah. So
it's gonna take a bit though, because it's he does have a revolver, so he's got to like empty the chamber and then
Sure.
like.
So,
Back in.
yeah, you're starting to frantically reload this thing whilst Hans and Charlie are kind of pressing forward, I guess. What's Charlie doing?
So I'm asking for them to restrain him, but I also don't feel like I would necessarily wait for it to happen.
Sure.
So I think I want to lunge. I think I want
All
to
right.
lunge.
He's gonna stab me.
Oh my God.
Just gonna knife him.
Nick, this is for your own good. This is for your own good, Nick.
Just gonna shank him.
Demons are getting to you, Nick. The demons are getting to you.
Ife's gonna like look at the pool and be like, aim low and left. You won't kill him.
All right. So, Charlie, that's a fighting brawl, and same from Nick again. Damn. Charlie rolled a 4 on
With
that.
an extreme success.
You ass face.
You're gonna have to roll lower than a 4 on a D100.
I believe this is what.
And
must
guess
be
what? I did not.
The confidence.
Okay. Well then. All right. So this is going to have very significant.
So, yeah, how much damage does this dagger do?
I actually don't know what a dagger does in this game.
We'll call this one a D4.
Okay.
So, we'll roll that, and then we'll add your. Okay, so 3. So, so you lunge in with the dagger straight into the like chest of Nick to aim for this big eye. And sure enough, Nick, you take 3 damage, and you just you feel the kind of like meaty membrane of the eye being kind of like pierced as you just like shove the dagger into his chest. And Nick, it hurts like hell. I mean, you can feel the eye.
I just got an eyeball on my body stabbed.
Just
yeah,
stabbed,
it doesn't
yeah.
feel good.
And the dagger is like sunk into it, and it's like, like punctured it. Like really badly punctured the eye. And as Charlie shoves the knife into your chest, you see the black tendrils coming forth from the chest, very similar to the black goat that has been shown to you before. And these black tendrils just like form around you guys, as all you can see. And you then see that they kind of form just up by one of the pools, and as the tendrils just kind of like sink down and stop coming out from Nick's chest and the wounded, bloodied eye, which is now like seeping with juices, the black tendrils leave behind them something within the pool. which you can't really see because it's like covered in this like gooey tar at this point, and then the tendrils kind of like withdraw. And Nick's standing there with a dagger in his chest eye.
The eye's probably looking around now. The dagger's moving with it.
Ife's already by the pool, so she's gonna like reach into it and she's gonna be like, I swear if it's another baby.
I think as soon as Dagger makes contact, Charlie is going to like realize the madness of it, and so, but still believing that like this was the right thing to do. It's like, hey, Aoife, get what's ever in there, and I'm just gonna do like caress Nick's face and be like, buddy, you with me? You there? This is for your own good.
Nick is probably just like falling. Nick is just falling backwards, just like clutching at this thing. Just a stream of profanity just exited. This is the worst thing that you've ever heard in your life. Just so angry, and he's just like talking about like he's getting into really beautiful detail about how this feels.
I did this is for you. This is for all of us, Nick. We had to do this. We had to do this.
Fuck you.
That's valid. I understand that.
That is valid. Does anyone go into the pool?
Yeah.
Was Ivy doing that? Yeah, Ivy.
Yeah, Ivy, like, she's gonna reach in and just kind of like feel around.
Oh yeah, yeah. You feel
She's gonna be
something.
like, I swear, if it's another baby.
Yeah, you feel something quite like hard to touch, and you kind of grasp it, and out from this like very kind of hot pool, it's almost like boiling water. So you really have to be quick because you're going to dive your hand in, and pull out what appears to be a staff of wood, of this like twisted, gnarled wood, very similar to the trees that you've seen on the island, which you could have sworn have moved in the past. You pull out this staff, and at the top of it is this eyeball, which is looking around. Almost like Gandalf's staff when he puts a little crystal in it and it shines light. Instead of the crystal, there's this little ball in it which is kind of looking around you, and the wood is dark and blackened.
I'm speechless. I don't.
At this point, Ivy's got a bone crown on and a badass eyeball staff. So
This is true.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, she looks every
I'm
bit
just
like
gonna kind of
cultist
shake
right now.
it at Hans, like.
oh, yeah, I was going to say he's sort of gone past the breaking point, and he's pretty much, as soon as basically Nyx goes down stabbed, he's sort of just going to break apart and
Now's a
you know,
good time
stop,
to.
crouch, mutter, do all these sort of things that just frozen in madness. Really.
Now's a great time for everybody to roll a sanity check.
Yeah, I would imagine. My sanity.
Cast eye bite. Oh my god.
Yep, no, he's insane.
He is indeed insane.
Failure margin of 2.
Margin 2.
I
Rolled a
passed.
90.
Would you
Life
believe
cross
that
again.
Nick is perfectly sane?
Oh my goodness. Nick is. I think the pain is keeping Nick like
Yeah,
out of it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
Nick, I helped you. I did you.
I think what happened to Nick was he got to the island and he didn't believe anything. But now that he's seen so much and withstood so much of it, now anything he sees, he's like, of course that happened. Why would that not happen?
of
And so
course I
his,
got stabbed by my friends.
duh. Of course
That's
there's an eyeball at the top of this.
it makes sense to you now.
Yeah.
Your eyes are open. But more, as well, you've got that pain to focus on. So instead of looking around you and focusing on the surroundings, you're just like, oh my god, the pain. Charlie, he fails, and so Charlie, you're going to want that dagger back, which is stuck in Nick's chest right now. Your action, which I'm going to determine due to your madness, is that you're going to want to pull that dagger out from his chest to regain it.
Yeah, in case there's more eyeballs that I need to stab later on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, makes perfect sense to me.
Yeah.
It's nice.
Do you
Give it back, Nick.
do you just rip it out from him, or do you ask it back?
in my insanity, I do think that I want it back. And this entire action, including stabbing and removing, I do genuinely think I'm helping Nick.
Right.
So, like, I'm caressing Nick's face, like slapping him, trying to keep him conscious. And then I grab him, like, by the jaw, and I'm like, Nick, I need this dagger back now. Give it to me. And I'm just gonna, like, slowly start removing it.
Like, Nick is even madder now because you're slowly doing. Just screaming.
Roll me the dagger damage once more as you pull it out of the wound.
Great, yeah.
It's a curved knife, and so you can't like if you just pull it, it's gonna rip flesh on the way out. It's quite a wicked weapon, really. Yeah, that's another 3 damage for Nick as
that puts me.
pulls
I
out.
had 11, and now I'm at what, 5?
5, yeah. So you just like, slowly wrench this thing out. You feel the flesh tearing as you pull it out from the eye, and there's all this like eye goop on the blade as you return it. It feels good to have it back.
I need this, Nick. I need this for later, okay?
I think Nick at this point, I don't even know how conscious Nick is. Nick is just,
Yeah, probably big, almost passing out from the pain, I'd imagine.
Yeah, he's
Or
just
wanting to.
focused on this horrid wound that he now has in his chest.
Yeah, and Hans' insanity, it's the usual for Hans at this point. He's I don't think Hans has ever succeeded on a fucking saving throw for insanity.
He succeeded earlier on until
okay,
I think he failed it once.
Okay.
Yeah, he failed once, and then he got dumped to 0 because wild magic.
Gotcha. Yeah. So he's had a bad time of it, but Hans, you just begin muttering to yourself. Like you're going crazy again. It's happening again, and even alcohol isn't enough to stop the whispering in your mind now. So the group of you find yourselves down in this dark little cave. What is the next move? You have this staff, and Ify looks every part the High Priestess right now, wearing a crown of bones and a staff with an eyeball in it.
Yeah, and I think my logic would leap. I mean, she looks the part, and I
Right.
think my logic would leap to that. Like, I look to you, like, lead us. Like, how are we gonna overthrow this cult? Like, you have the power, you have the staff, you have the magic. Cast a spell.
Ify's gonna like kind of just hold the staff, and she's gonna be like, "Let's kill some bitches."
All right.
Fade to black.
Yeah. And I think it's on that bombshell that we're going to wrap up today's episode of Call of Cthulhu. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that one. I certainly did. I think that was the wackiest episode that we've had thus far. And that is saying something when it comes to this game, because we have had some crazy ones. So
We had a cultist birthday party, and that one was still weird. This
Yeah.
one was.
this one
Yeah,
is
and
even
then
more
we just
brutal.
stabbed each other.
Things are getting absolutely crazy in Call of Cthulhu. So if you guys enjoyed today's show, then do let us know in the chat. We'd love to hear any feedback that you guys have on the show. And of course, we're about to dive into our next horror game, which is The Hive. I'm very much looking forward to this one. So stick around for this next Open Legend game coming up here in a moment. And of course, if you guys did enjoy today's show, do hit that follow button and join us so we can get plenty of viewer decisions going into the next game of The Hive here. So thank you guys, and let's hear from the players. What do we think of today's session? What did we enjoy? What didn't we enjoy? And where can we find you online? Let's start with our new High Priestess, Momo.
Please hold your applause. Hi, I'm Momo. You can find me here on Twitch at MasterMoen17 and Twitter and everything else because I use the same handle.
That's helpful.
Yeah, this session, I was late too, but you know,
Yes.
the party don't start till new High Priestess.
Right?
Till the High Priestess chucks a baby down a well.
Yeah, you made your presence felt pretty quickly.
You know, she is this headstrong, very sassy, in touch with her sexuality woman who got stuck with a baby and 4 guys that didn't help her with it. So she's pretty happy to be rid of it, for the lack of better term. And now she's like top dog, so she's pretty alright.
Yeah.
This was super fun. For some reason, I felt much more confident this episode than I have in the past. So
good, good, perfect.
I had fun.
Excellent. Same questions to Templar.
Play the skin, the healthy skin. He's insane again. I mean, he was insane the whole time, and I was actually kind of struggling just to get the character right. But lots of fluctuations, which I think it works all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was an insane session. Punching, stabbing, murdering, meat babies. We finally got to see the meat baby.
Yeah, and talk to it.
And talk to it. He hated both of those. So I am Templar Warden. I'm playing Hans. You may find me at, I don't have the links ready to post, at Templar Warden here on Twitch, or Rainer Templar on Twitter. You may also find me as a mod on Discord, on the Tavern Discord, so you can go there if you want to join us playing, or you just want to chat in the other rooms. Feel free to join. I'm, keeping things sane mostly. So thank you very much for joining and watching.
No, yeah, thank you, sir. Kevin, same questions for you and Nick.
Obviously Nick wasn't a big fan of this episode.
Really? That's weird.
Yeah. So I think Nick, it's funny because his sanity is completely sound.
Yeah.
But there's no way that you're not going to be affected by it some way. And I think like Nick's cool demeanor is just slipping. Like, it's just like, no, I'm done with this place. Like, I'm done seeing the things that I've seen. I'm done being part of the things that I'm part of. I just want to go home. And so like he's given up all pretenses, and he's just like, I got a gun. I know that seems to do some good for me. So we're going to go and we're going to get home. And everything was going really well until I got stabbed in the chest by my own friends.
That happened.
Yeah, at least it wasn't in the back, At least
That's
they
true.
saw
At least, they were honest with you about it.
Yeah. So, I think he definitely wants that eye hole now removed from him, because I can't imagine that's going to be healthy to be there if it doesn't get healed.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll ask our new high priestess to heal me.
Yeah.
You can find me. That's pretty much how Nick and I feel. It was just bonkers. That was a bonkers episode, and I'm happy to be part of it.
Good.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram as KevBotRL. I've commented a little bit in the chat. I'm also on Twitch at KevBotRL, but I don't stream or anything yet. Coming up in March, I think we're going to be streaming for the new XP web series season 2, kind of promotional.
Yeah.
So we're going to be doing about once a week. We're going to get together to adventure with a select group of characters over there at their Twitch channel called XP Weekly, or Experience Points Weekly. I don't remember the tag just yet.
Okay.
That'll start in March, which I'm sure I will plug a few more times before the end of this session, or these sessions. So look forward to it.
Absolutely. Awesome. And last but not least, Charlie. Kev. No, not Kevin. William.
That's me.
I know who you all are.
I guess right now I kind of want I want and don't want to listen to a supercut of you describing rotten meat, because I feel like that happened a lot this episode.
That did, yeah. I got a chance. I was very happy.
Plenty of descriptions.
I'm too good at it.
I really want to see Aoife cast some magic spells with her high priestess staff and crown. Like, this has to happen. Cult magic. I need to see something crazy happen with that.
Yeah.
But that was great. I'm just to echo what you said. I always feel like we've topped the insanity each episode, and then it just gets worse and worse.
Pretty much.
I'm totally content to see Charlie reduced to a gibbering man with a sacrificial knife. I'm sure that'll be fun.
Yeah.
I'm here on Twitch, VBCG. You can find my Twitter, which has my website, and Instagram on there. be around every Tuesday for better or worse.
Until
Absolutely.
you turn to stone.
Until you turn to stone, which is slowly
Turning to
happening. Yeah. In and out of character. So, yeah, we're going to dive into our next show here, The Hive. As we're going to say farewell to the insane crew of Call of Cthulhu and bid them farewell until next week as they descend into gibbering madness. So goodbye to you guys. We'll see you next week and good luck until then. See you guys soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.